We got a couch.
Cool thing, it pulls out. I know.
He's out there fucking What's wrong with you?
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Tonight on the You Know What I'm Saying podcast, we have our good friend and a local legend, honestly.
Yeah.
Quince.
What up, fellas?
What's up, brother? Thanks for
Say
being
hello
here,
to the
man.
people.
Yeah, no
man.
doubt, man. No place I'd rather be on a Monday night.
Right?
All right.
Early Monday night. I'm getting older.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
Episode 6,
This is
guest
dope.
number 3.
You got the place fucking hooked up, though.
It took some work, man, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think we're getting there. We're getting there.
This is the third rendition of this room so
Okay.
far.
Yeah.
Something like
So
that.
you got all the kinks out.
We're still
Getting there.
still ironing. Still ironing.
Something happens every single time.
Every week.
Every week
You got
something
something
happens.
different.
Got to.
Well, actually, last week was our fault because we had Brody on, and then we didn't proof watch the whole podcast. And when we uploaded it, and then I watched it like after it had already been online for a few hours, and then I'm like, oh dear God, I need to delete this. We said some bad
Yeah,
things.
we said some
so we
bad-
apologize to anybody that watched the whole thing. and
Measure
saw
twice,
that.
cut once, right?
Dude.
But no, hopefully, I think
It was
we'll-
3 hours. I wasn't going to fucking
I know,
proofread
I
that.
know, I don't blame you.
What the fuck? It,
was
took
three-
last 3 days to listen to it.
It was 3 hours and 3 bottles of liquor too. That's probably what added up to the whole bad talking.
Yeah.
It was a lot of name dropping. Let's try not to name drop today as much because everything we were saying was fine. It was just like we're first and last names, their addresses, social security numbers, everything.
So everything we were saying wasn't fine, but we were just saying the names that attributed
Exactly.
it. Is what it
yes.
was.
Right.
That's okay. That's a
And
much
fair-
better
fair
way to
enough.
put it.
And just so
Which
you
one- which
know, I
headphone?
had nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Quince was running the teleprompter behind the scenes. So this,
No doubt.
So, dude, tell us about your new gig, man. The radio station.
New.
Well, yeah, not new anymore, really, but
You know, honestly, I feel like if you do it right, it always feels new, you know, in a way. Not to sound fucking cliche or anything like that, but I'm learning constantly. And this is a position that, like, radio, right?
Yeah.
At first, I mean, you know me. We worked together before. I like the stage. I'll rock. But after that, I like my privacy.
absolutely.
You know, I do. So radio at first, I was like, nah, that doesn't seem like it's right up my alley. You know, but, you know, I sat with it for a little bit and I chatted with people that I think care about me and that I care about, and kind of weighed out the pros and cons. And I'm like, how could I not? It's nothing but an opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, not just for me, but like just for people that I've worked with before. You know, other musicians, other like small businesses. That's like a level up.
Yeah, you're like the conduit into the other
man.
side of the
so if that's,
scene. Yeah.
If the universe is like, hey, now you got to do this. Oh, you did this before? Well, try this out.
Right.
See what you can do with it. And yeah, I'm here for it.
Not to mention you have the perfect radio voice.
That's what they
You know what I
keep
mean?
saying.
Like,
That's what they keep
like I
saying.
don't even want to say anything. I just want to keep listening to you
Yeah.
talking to these
Yeah,
things.
it's a trip.
For real.
You know,
very
so-
untraditional radio voice, but it's so good.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
what I mean? Like Lance is another one. Like he's so good when you just hear him. You could listen to him for hours.
Yep.
You know.
Absolutely.
That's dope. Yeah.
So
It
for
reminds me of like one of those, like he has, because it's smooth, like something you'd hear like in the movie, like, and we'll be right back
Yeah.
with another
Yeah.
one from Red Velvet.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Something
you're
like that. Yeah.
and you're like, fuck Red Velvet. I want to
Yeah.
hear this guy
Yeah.
talk.
No, it's cool. I mean, that part never crossed my mind, but I do, you know, especially when I had first started, I'll get people to call in.
Yeah.
Say,
Yeah.
I love your voice. Click. That's it. You know, just hang up on me.
Wow. Just
And
fangirling.
yeah. But you know, even if my girl now, like, we can't get in a fight because if I say something, she'd be like, "Don't use your radio voice on me. That shit ain't gonna work." And I'm like, "Baby, that shit was my voice before the radio." So you know, it works for me
It's just the way I
sometimes, and other
talk.
times it does
awesome.
not.
That's great.
but no, I mean it does.
Pros and cons to having the cool voice.
But like you said earlier, though, dude, it is a different opportunity because what does come along with being in the radio and media is meeting a bunch of other people because you're constantly doing different events. You're constantly, you know, promoting new musical acts, or say a musical act comes to town. The radio station's responsible for having you on site, so you get to meet all those kind of people, all that PR, you know. So I mean,
Awesome.
only good things could come from that.
Yeah. For the most part, only good things can come from it, and it's great because I do love people. You know, no matter what I might say, sometimes I love people, and I love fucking meeting the people that get up and go, that make it happen.
Yeah.
And that's who you're meeting at the radio station, or the go-getters here. It doesn't have to be creative or artistic. It could be nonprofits, or you're starting a business, or you're starting something like this, and you're passionate about it, and you love what you do. And I get to chat with you guys. Like, that's cool to me.
Yeah.
That's cool to me.
I've heard
but-
you plug it down a couple different organizations and stuff. And you got, like I said, you got your hands in everything.
Yeah. And you know, Tunes is already they are already of the like mind.
Right.
You know, so it's not like I'm going there and changing much. You know, I don't think I would have fit that well at any radio station.
Right.
But they're very community oriented.
Very, yes.
And I'm like, yeah, shit, it's a natural
Oh,
transition for me.
100%.
Yeah, for those that don't know, Tunes 92.5 is the radio station we're talking about, and they're always involved in the
supporting
community.
local, for sure. And like, let's make it easier on you. You know, like back before you were on the radio station, all the promoting and you were still doing all the promoting and all the legwork, but like literally doing the legwork.
Right.
Now you can reach all the places you were walking to.
Yeah.
Shout over the the airwaves.
It's that helps.
Definitely.
And it helps.
Save
and,
time.
And even the people, like I said before, that I get the chance to meet, it all like fast lines the conversation. You know, because now I don't have to tell them all back from the start. I'm like, yeah, well, it started like this and changed into this. Now I could be like, all right, we're meeting here at a level playing field. This is what I do. If this is what you want to be a part of as well, let's make something happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah,
But-
that's the-
Go ahead, Ev.
no, I thought Jake had something to say before.
With Tunes being so local oriented, like you're able to do the local legends too,
Yeah.
which I think is like you wouldn't be able to do that on
Oh yeah, I forgot about
any other radio station. I don't think
Yeah,
Like,
well, not that I can only imagine that any radio station be like, oh shit, this is a good idea, you know, to uplift the people around you. But what I think the main advantage is the fact that I am a musician first. And so I know a lot of these people.
You come from that side
From
of it,
here
yeah,
to
too.
Syracuse to Ithaca to Rochester. So it was easy for me to reach out to or keep an ear out, which I think a lot of people, if you're just on the radio and you're focused on certain set of things, like if that's your profession and that's what you're good at, that's what you know. But for me, you know, behind the scenes, I know a lot of people, you know, in this way. And so to be able to like bring that all together on the radio, on that sort of platform,
Yeah, I
think is unique.
That's a very good point, because anybody could have that idea, but if they weren't involved in that scene themselves, where are they going to get? You know what I mean? It was much easier for you to bring that to light instead of
it'd
you know
be too much like work.
Right, exactly.
I'm not trying to work a day in my life.
Yeah, your legacy started well before the radio station.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
Yeah, you had all the connections
the
already.
building blocks were already set in place.
Yeah.
Now you got the lube. You know, you know.
Yeah,
What'd
If
that
that's
take?
how you want to, if you want to put it like
No,
that.
Would that take 7 minutes?
I think I'm gonna use that on the air.
You might not be on the air much longer after you do that.
It's not going to be in the mix with Quince anymore.
Yeah, right.
In
Be
the
in
lube.
In the lube.
In the what's it? 2 to 6 weekdays.
2 to 6, Monday through Friday, man, 5 days a week. You know, we got live personnel 12 hours a day on the radio, which is
Yep.
also
Really?
a unique thing. But
dope.
yeah, to hop right into it, drive time coming back. At first was a little rough because what do you say?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know,
Just you in there, right?
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have a
Me.
co-host or anything.
No, nothing. But you know, it's kind of one of those things where like you get tossed in and you either sink or swim,
Right.
and so
Yeah.
you got to be better at it on a day-to-day basis.
And that's what keeps it fun too, I'd imagine, because you're not going in
100% what
scripted.
keeps
You
it
know,
fun.
yeah, you get to go at your own pace.
Yeah, yeah.
You
for the
know,
most
if you're
part.
feeling hyper one day, set the tone. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, you stay pretty
Yeah.
level. You know me,
I
I'm
do,
fucking
because you can't
up and down.
can't raise the bar too much, because then you got to keep it there, coming on it.
True. Yeah. Oh, okay. I
No.
never thought about it like that. Yeah. Like, yeah.
you want to hit your happy medium all the time, right?
Yeah,
Like, just,
and I mean, I kind of joke, you know, it's kind of a joke because I love the radio, but think about all, you know, a bunch of bullshit jobs back in the day. Like, you don't want to do too good of a job because then they expect
Like a
it
victim
from
of
you.
your
own-
They don't pay you more.
Yeah.
They're just like, well, bro, you're slacking today. I'm like, nah, I'm doing what everybody else is doing.
Oh yeah.
Just a victim of your own success.
Exactly.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, that would be dude, I couldn't imagine. Like, yeah, you're not feeling like you're running out at 11 every single day at 2 PM. I know I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I need this iced coffee.
Is it live?
So,
Is
you
it
know,
live?
Maybe a slap in the
Or do
face.
you have like a? Could you go in at 10 o'clock in the morning and record your show and then play it at 2?
I could, and I have. So, like, you know, I just went out west a couple weeks ago, and I'll pre-record all that.
Oh, okay.
Pre-record it all and set it up so it plays when I'm gone. But for the most part, it is. I mean, when I say most part, I mean like 95%
Really?
is all live, because I think you want that. Like, and people call in, you know, they have requests.
Right.
Or they just call in to chat or, you know, birthday, stuff like that. And you want to be there for that because you want the engagement. And I want the engagement with the community, because that's what makes it awesome to me.
You
On
guys have like a
day-to-day
comment
basis.
feed too. Like people can like send you messages like on that.
Off the live stream.
Yeah, yeah.
We got the live stream off the website, tunes925.com. And when you listen, like stream it right to your phone or your computer or wherever you're at, I feel like I'm on a show right now.
You are.
You are.
You are on a show.
Yeah, but yeah, you could just text in and we could just chat back and forth. So it's dope, man.
Yeah.
And that's something that we're going to continue to work on in the new year. and make that more accessible and more known.
Oh, okay.
Nice,
man.
You got it. Like,
Is there
nothing you can't disclose right now? Or?
No, I'm disclosing. That's what I'm
I'd
saying.
say, is it still just going to be on the live stream, or just going to be like an updated version of what's already happening?
Well, we are going to learn how to better utilize it.
Okay.
Because we're still busy doing, and we've only got like 4 or 5 people, something like that. It's a very small organization. So to try and do all the things that can be touched up on or strengthened, it takes a little bit of time, and we got to make sure the bills are paid first. And, this is a wrap before we can move up that pyramid, but we're headed there, man.
So that's just the next.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that'll be
for sure.
exciting to see for sure.
I have one more thing to touch on. Is there like a 12-second delay or anything? Like, what if somebody comes on and like says a bad word?
Bro, what do you, I've,
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
is
what
there
if-
any
yeah,
sort
what if
of
Evan
delay?
calls?
Yeah,
Says something about lube over there. You know?
No, what do you mean? I had these jokers in and they're yelling all about penis over there.
What? I didn't hear nothing.
But
like
I
that.
mean, it was in context, so it's like we ran with it.
Yeah,
it's all
yeah.
good.
And it
I'm
aired?
surprised that a lot of that didn't get cut. Honestly, I listened
Yeah.
to it on the radio and
What did you
expected to
say?
be all
Hold on,
spliced
Yeah, what
together.
the?
You can say whatever words you want on
I
this
mean,
show.
yeah,
Tell
yeah,
me.
You know,
Yeah,
there's a way to sell me out, Quince. But no,
Bro, I mean, like
I remember
said,
at
this
one-
is in context.
at one point, like he asked about 5 after 9, and we're like, yeah, like it's about our uncle dying, but like it's not a sad song. We're glad he's dead. And he's just like shit like that, and I was like, oh, they're gonna cut that, you know? Just
it
no, I'm
make it?
surprised you didn't. Oh, it made it. It made it. All of it made it. Yeah. No, I was surprised.
And it wasn't just. I mean, you don't mind me
No, not at all.
expanding on it, but we were talking about because it was a big thing. They're fucking rocking Brew York, and it was going to be their last show in a long time. And they were going to let the Tunes fans be the first ones to know.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're like, yeah, we got a big surprise also to let you guys in on. And then someone said, so-and-so was going to pull his...
Well, and we
okay.
didn't
I was
say
like, I'm
dick,
wondering,
or
like,
we
what-
said penis, and I was
Yeah.
like, we can say penis, right? Like
and
it's,
you
it's
can. Turns out you can
anatomically
say penis.
correct, you know?
They were gonna give this emotional thing, and then you just shat on it immediately and ruined it with your dick joke.
Yeah.
No,
Sounds about right.
No, I
Something
thought
like
it was
that.
I thought it was well fit. And,
Yeah.
fit and it broke the ice and it just kept it human. And I think that's the shit that people like tune into.
Did anyone end up actually pulling their dick out at the show?
Behind the stage, maybe.
okay.
Maybe.
That's where all the
Once or
action
twice.
happens. You know.
Well, I
that.
didn't know.
Wait, when was this?
It was Brew. You were there.
This-
Brew York.
So that was
it's on
not this past summer, the year before.
Yeah.
But that
That
turned
was
out
the
to.
la- that
But
was
they
like
did.
the
They
last
ended up
time we
doing
did-
another show though. They did one this year, right?
Who?
I thought Brew
Who's
York
they,
did
us?
another.
No, they did. Yeah, they had
yeah,
one
yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Our last show.
your last show. Got you.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Jake, you got that room over there, guy?
Yeah, I
But look, I had
Just toss it around the horn, you know?
Matt Caustic on. We were talking about local legends, and I had Caustic on, and I'm pumped. It's me. It's,
Oh, yeah.
it's Lone. It's
I've never
Caustic.
met him before in person.
He's awesome.
He's the man, dude.
Is he?
Matt's wicked cool.
He really is. Just down to earth, but he's like a old school rocker. You know what I mean? He's done it. He's seen it. He's been around, and so when he hops on the radio, you can't tell him shit, right? What are you gonna tell him? He's on the radio.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
on me. I had him on, and he didn't even go that far. He was just like, yeah, and when I like this shit because this shit is the shit, and he was going and going.
are you
and
kidding
we're
me?
live, and so we're live over the airwaves. Plus, it's local legends, so we got the live stream on Facebook, and so even if the people aren't catching it right now, I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna be listening back on the Facebook
my
stream.
God.
And the thing is, it fucking happens.
Yeah.
we're all human. I mean, it doesn't happen to me,
Right.
but it happens, and thankfully, it was only shit. He caught himself.
Did you just look at the camera when you said that?
He just broke the fourth wall. Like how good I am at radio.
I don't do that.
Professional. But we laugh about it now.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal. Just
That's why we took that all out of the playing field with this. We were like, we know we're gonna fuck up
Yeah.
a lot. So that people are like, oh, when can we tune in? Like, what time is it at every week? And we're like, oh no, we're not going live.
Yeah.
we need to be able to
For sure.
to wash
yourself.
wash our hands clean of it sometimes. You know.
But truth be told, I spent a lot of time way before the radio. When I was looking to like get out of the bar circuit and bar scene and do shows out in the public where you don't know who is going to come up. It could be a family, it could be the little guys, the little ones, and you want to be able to express yourself but still be reserved and respectful when needed.
Yeah.
Right. So I would do a lot of public shows where I would censor myself, not thinking that it was a practice for something like this, but I'm grateful that I did because it just expanded a lot more as far as avenues go.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you're saying. There was a few songs we just played with the man like. in certain venues, you know what I'm saying, to switch up the words.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time we were playing out in Clayton, out at the Frink Park there or whatever. So it was outside during some sort of thing that had gone on. So it was a bunch of kids running around and stuff like that. And we were playing What I Got by Sublime. And then one part came up, and instead of saying, I got a Dalmatian, I could still get high, I just threw in, I got a Dalmatian, I could still drink juice. Like I just did stupid stuff.
You wouldn't say get by.
I didn't know. That's just what I said. Les started dying laughing on the drums, but like it was just what I came up with at the time, instantly.
Did you play the guitar like a mother loving riot?
No, I forget. I forget what I said there, but it was. Or I might even have just skipped that part and just went right into the solo, like just didn't say anything.
God.
But yeah, no, I know what you're saying. But you've always been able to like flick it on and off.
Yeah, but I mean, it was conscious, I mean, it was still work to do,
and
and I
even
could
if
never
like
switch the words up. I could only ever censor it out. I could only ever not say it. If I try and switch the words up to some shit I've known forever, it'd throw me way off.
And even in your music, you don't really ride or highlight on a bunch of profanity. I mean, I'm not saying it's like in there. You're not no Will Smith or anything like that, but
All right, was it Fuck Mondays or Funk Mondays?
it was Fuck Mondays.
Mondays.
And you're not riding around.
That was the old song. Like if you listen to any of his other stuff, it's not like.
Is there a version that's not on the radio that has the real words?
Because I never heard it.
Yeah.
Or do you?
Yeah, I always heard funk.
Yeah, I thought you guys just recorded it two separate ways, with Al singing it one way and think.
Shit, I don't even remember. We did it twice because you were on that hook too.
Yeah,
I think we did it twice, and we did it. Obviously, it was purposeful. We knew we were going to be able to utilize that on the radio. And like my verse, all the way clean, 2 verses all the way clean, but yet we're yelling "fuck Mondays."
Yeah, true. Yeah,
So
right.
I don't know where it is. It's probably flown out there someplace.
Well, we never
got it
finished.
somewhere,
We never
you know what I mean?
finished the EP, so it was going to go on with like with the
Story of
album,
my life,
not the
man.
radio version. We had the radio version going out, and then the album never got finished.
So
That's what happened. It's up there. It's probably Brian's got it on a hard drive somewhere.
He does.
So do you still see yourself working on like original music or trying to like play again, or is it are you just all the eggs are in this basket?
Constantly, man. Are all the eggs are in what basket?
Like your radio basket?
No. I whether it's radio or Hold On Upstate or anything else, I might be involved in New Paris. Well,
we'll get to that.
Any of that stuff is like it could not continue without me still feeling fulfilled in a creative sense. At its core, like what got me to these certain situations and certain opportunities that opened up was due to the fact that I was still, writing or making music. So I've got to do that. The day that I stop doing it, everything else I think will shrivel up and drift away.
Got you.
So
It makes a ton of sense, actually. I mean, like that's kind of even what this is for us. I mean, we're still doing the music stuff too. I mean,
gotta be.
But I mean, this is part of that same thing.
100%.
We don't do this to not get attention. I mean,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? Like, obviously, that's a big part of who we all are. I think everybody we've had on the show has been a performer and like-minded in that same.
Yeah, I love it when people like joke around. They're like, "Oh, like, what are you guys trying to do? They're trying to be like the next Logan Paul." I'm like, "Yeah, like that's exactly."
Dude just fucking
Like,
knocked
that's
out,
a-
or his brother just knocked out Silver, right?
Yeah, like that's exactly what I'm trying to fucking do. Is be just like that.
Can't you tell Evan's training every day?
Well, I'm not saying
to be the next heavyweight champion.
I don't think I would turn it into a professional fight career. I think that's a little extensive. You know what I'm saying? But as far
Yeah,
as
you
like
never
what,
know.
like they just stir the pot constantly for content. So like we're not gonna try to be like that. But like if someone wants to pay me to make a YouTube video, bro, bring absolutely. Why would you turn that down?
Right.
You guys are definitely like taking control of the shit, empowering yourself.
How's this man right
and
here?
because you guys you do it with music, you could do it with music, and if that shit might not be the avenue right now, right here, well, I'm gonna take that same creativity, that same passion, put it into something else that I enjoy that doesn't feel like work.
Exactly.
And keep on moving, man. So I just love that constant momentum.
Nailed it.
Oh my God!
Like
He
that.
finally figured
Oh.
out the button. It only took
This is
6.
That was
episodes.
impeccable.
Where's the
Evan. I'm proud of
Pepsi?
you.
Does
Glad
anyone
I'm-
have the?
Episode 3, not 1, because that would have been a boo or some shit. I'd actually, dude,
We don't have a boo button. We need a boo
That's what
button,
we
but
got.
we got the horn.
No, I'm the one that
I like that.
he wasn't hitting his buttons the way he was supposed to. So I'm like, I'll do it, and I hit the wrong button. But no, that was nice, dude.
Played the intro halfway through the
Yep.
fucking episode.
Yep. God darn it.
Oh, man.
I'm not the button guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the button guy.
Um,
So, I had something. I'm sorry. I lost it in the cloud. You go. I'm sorry.
sorry. No, I was just gonna say I always used to love you guys being on the stage together too without chasing
Oh,
lions.
so
That
much
was
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't even
I was
mention
just
that.
talking to
Evan
Hill
and
the other
Quince
day.
used
I
to
saw
be in
him
a
out
band
in-
together.
Yeah.
What's up? Yeah. No, we did. And I, like you were asking before, if I still write new music and mommy. Yeah, I do. But I love creating with other people. You know, because I can write some stuff to a backbeat and even perform it, and I still feel it. You know, it's still real to me. It still adds value to the life, but mixing it up with other people, you know, even outside of the music, the conversation, the time spent, and the experience, shared experience, like that shit is what I can't go without.
Right.
So even back when we were rocking, you know, how well did we know each other outside of that band prior to?
Almost zero.
Almost
I
zero.
met you one time at a jam night at Maggie's.
But then we had common, you know what I mean, common ground.
Yeah,
So
we
You know what I'm
saw
saying?
each other perform that night, and I think Al got us linked up because you reached
Yeah.
out to Al. Then Al was like, "Let's get Evan in on it," and then that was all what it was. Then it was just a big snowball effect from there.
and it was cool. There was a lot of energy, dude. There's a lot of energy.
I always
Dude,
loved
so
it.
much energy.
It was so different than anything
Fine
anyone was
print,
doing around here
Ill
too.
coming in and out on the stage. We had a good mix of stuff. Like, we would remember the show at the Warped Tour. Like we pretty much made up half the show. We had our 4 songs that we knew that like we practiced, and then
Yeah.
the rest of it was just me and Wookie. Like Wookie would lay down a bass line, something funky, and I would just do a little diddle over it, and he'd freestyle for fucking 2 hours.
Yeah.
But that's not when I realized how, like you said, the energy was there. Was when it was one of you guys' first shows. You guys opened up for Glorious Sons in like 2016, and
That was
that
the
was
block party.
nuts. You guys said what? Let It Burn or whatever. Is that the
Oh
name
yeah,
of
because
it?
we got you on stage.
Not
next,
that
the
a couple
next
years
year.
later after that. I
Remember
was
he performed that
stoked.
with us?
Yeah.
Dude.
But he was telling me to say, he was like, bro, I love that shit. I was, you know what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I would have forgotten about you hopping on stage
Yeah.
if you didn't just bring it
Yep.
up.
That was
Oh, I
That's
got
a
that
good
video on
memory.
deck
That's
somewhere,
a solid
man.
memory.
Yeah, at the block party. that was
Let It
nuts.
Burn was a fucking,
I
yeah.
love
Burn.
that song.
But yeah, what one of those songs that you could open or close with.
1,000 Hands.
1,000 Hands.
Fuck Mondays. What
you
was
guys
wait,
are
what was
tight.
that other joint we had?
Rise of the Fall.
Rise of the Fall. Yeah.
You sang the hook on that, didn't you?
Yeah, Rise of the Fall was
Yeah.
always that one still holds close to my heart. I like that song a lot.
Same.
Then we ended up going down to Syracuse and opening for Non-Point.
Couple times. Couple.
I only
yeah.
got to go once.
got
Then you had Bryant the
Non-point.
next time. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was cool, man. And because we had different faces moving in and out of it, and none of the shit could have happened without any of them.
I mean, in the time that I was in the band, we had 3 different bassists. We had Rick at first. We had Nick, Wookie.
I always like Wookie. What I always
Nick
thought
who?
Wookie
Santa
was
Marina.
the one to bring it home.
Yeah, we had Santa Marina for
Wookie's
a little while.
Bad dude.
He is.
Well,
That guy
you
could
guys
play
used
an instrument.
Well,
dude.
he would play. What was that Metallica? It was like Orion or My Friend of Misery or something that he would play on the bass, and you would spit over
Oh
it.
yeah, what was that? We had that Metallica mashup.
Or
that
like
we did there.
Anesthesia Pulling Teeth or something. It was a
yeah.
Cliff Burton riff
Yep.
that he was playing on the bass.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was sweet.
I remember.
We used to shred that one. I used to love that one
Yeah.
too.
I'd hop on, and I always loved the ones I could bring up Ill. I could bring up Fine Print.
Those are fun.
And we just kind of
Lot
go
of
with it off
energy.
the spot, and that's what it was all about, man.
Yeah, it was never about stealing the spotlight with you. It was always like, who more can I add to this to make it even more fun?
Oh yeah.
Always.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I always like that.
Yeah, the whole thing. Well, 100%. That you got to play your part.
And then he'd steal
Yeah.
the spotlight after that. He'd be like, "Who's wicked big up here? I can get up," and then watch me take over.
yeah,
No.
like I went from playing rhythm guitar in a cover classic rock like alternative band. You know what I'm saying, more or less. I guess if that's the genre you want to put on what we were playing in the bars back in the day, punk rock. Alternative. So playing a lot of open chords or power chords and stuff like that, going into a transition into hip hop, very bass driven, very drum driven, and it just I could be playing a whole song on 3 notes. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're the like basically the synth
Yep.
of the
Right.
whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was a cool learning experience, learning how to fit in and play your part there without overdoing it.
Yeah.
Because when you're sitting there, it really gets monotonous, and just every bone in your body wants to go. Let's just go like 4 times.
You had the
But you can't do it.
You had the hip hop and rock background, anyways. Though, like
Not guitar though. Nothing.
no,
guitar-wise.
but you knew how that music was supposed to sound, and you were
Right,
like, I'm not
yeah.
supposed to shred solos while Quince is taking
Right,
bars.
right.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
no,
it's
that's-
not what it is.
That's a
Right.
great point because you understood the pocket, creating a pocket for people to
It
hop
was
in.
very important. You had to stay. You got to play your part in those songs, or it gets muddy fast.
Yeah.
The mix will get muddy fast. But I mean, there was a couple songs though where we'd stop practicing. He would demand it. He'd be like, "This is where you go off for a minute."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, everybody got to get some love. But,
Yeah.
I remember one of the simplest songs was one of our hardest. Remember Karma?
That was the other one.
Karma, that's the one I was thinking of,
You know,
yeah.
just 3 or 4 strings, not even chords. And that's what it was, And then Bryant switched it up. You and Bryant
Yeah.
switched it up halfway through, which was nice. But I always appreciated because I knew that was the role and that it could get monotonous, like you said, but it's so necessary.
Yeah, but it
And
also
you had
gave
to
me the
balance
freedom
that.
to bounce around on stage with Ill and have a little fun too. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to sing and play at the same time. I had that one song that I sang. You know what I'm saying? I had my route that I was running, and I could bounce around. I could be a part of it for once in my life, because usually I was just staring at a fucking guitar.
Yeah. I was always trying to get you to rap, though.
It wasn't.
You
the
were
right
playing
time,
me the
man.
old school stuff, the old
couldn't
Mac
follow
Miller,
you.
like, bro. You had a nice little
Yeah,
bop to you, man.
but then you got you guys up there, you know, you fine and fucking in theory, like just killing. I'm like, dude, I don't want to follow up on that. It'd be like going to do stand up comedy and like going after, you know, Chris Tucker or some shit. You know, like I don't want to follow.
That's who you came up with, Chris
I don't
Tucker?
know. Dave Chappelle.
I love
sure,
I love
whatever,
Chris
you know.
Tucker, but
Dave Chappelle, who's your favorite comedian? Pick a him. You know, it's like I don't want to.
I love Chris Tucker, but Dave Chappelle's definitely a juggernaut over Chris Tucker for sure.
Sorry, I was thinking whatever.
Either way, I love him. But actually, going back to so who were your influences musically, Quince, before you started? Like, were you always into like the hip hop with a full band, or was that something that you just like? Did you listen? Like, who else did that you listened to, or was that just kind of like something you wanted to do on your own?
That was just another opportunity, man. I had never crossed my mind, But when I moved up here, I would always hit up the open mics, and met an individual who was military, Rob Malloy. Remember Rob?
Yep.
Fucking genius. And we were just chatting casually and asking, what each other did. You know, it's like, yeah, I rap, this and that. And he's like, oh, well, I play and she's like, I could do everything but sing. He's like, if I could clone myself, I'd have a whole band. And at first I'm like, word?
Yeah, no, shout him though, because he was the real behind. Like I said, when I joined Out Chasing Lions, I was just doing covers of what that guy wrote.
Largely,
That was his genius.
although you did put together one of my favorite songs, which was Yesterday. Oh man, yeah, that was you. And of course, Wookie on the bass was crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I meet this individual, and he says he could do everything but with the vocal, and I'm like, well, shit, I got listen to this. I
Just raise your hand.
rap something to him, and I was like, all right. If you're serious about it, because, everybody does music, right? I'm like, if you're serious about it, I got a day off. It's a Sunday. Come through. My man came through, knocking on the door. And I open it up, and he's got his shirt tucked in. He's got, like, these cowboy boots on. And he's got a bass and a guitar, in each hand. And he was just fucking ready to go.
He's just ready to rumble.
Yeah.
And we didn't
He's
know
just
what
ready
was
to
going
go.
to come. He was ready to go. And I was just happy to be a part of it. And what we did at first was, because before I was even rapping, I was just making beats. I never even thought I'd be rapping. I was just making a bunch of beats just for the sound, just to get acclimated, you know? And so I would take those and let him play over top of them. So we keep the backtrack of some of the beats, take out the drums. He'd do live drums. He'd do live guitar. And it was just some shit I had never heard before in my life. And he felt the same. So it was like, it just took off. And, the fact that we were both ready. I already had these beats. I had a couple raps, under rap. But I was ready to go. Like, once that opportunity hit, it was like, straight up for a little bit.
Well, how could something good not happen when someone shows up at the door in cowboy boots and two guitars?
Cowboy
bro?
boots and two guitars, and plus we both.
You guys
should
should have wrote Old Town Road.
We
You know what I mean? That should have been your
we
guys'
were
shit.
Bro, we were so, because we also knew we were playing to a heavy metal crowd out here. That's all we knew from the area. One of our first show was at the Dungeon. With
Okay.
Andy
Wow,
Reynolds doing
really?
it, right? And this is a while ago, and they didn't know us.
God, I feel like I'm the only person that never played there, man.
I never played there.
I never played there.
It was funny because we'd also practice. He had connections with a church out in Fort Drum. So we'd practice late night at a church, making all this noise. And that's probably where I learned to censor myself.
Just
maybe.
echoing off the stained glass windows.
It was
and
crazy.
things like
It was
that.
They need a
so
Net-
surreal.
you need
You're
a
like, if
Netflix
I swear in
documentary.
here,
It was so
only
surreal.
bad things will happen.
There's 98-foot ceilings, and you're just playing a little drum kit bouncing off all over the place.
Just perfecting your craft.
It was dead of winter too, so we'd have to turn the furnace on like 8 at night. We'd be there till midnight.
If you can make a
Just
drum
blasting
kit sound
music.
good in a church,
Who
you can
let
make
you
it
guys
sound good
practice up
anywhere.
in a church?
The pastor.
How'd you know?
It was a church. It was a church that he went to
Rob?
and that he was a part of.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So he had the plug on the practice space.
Plug on the practice.
He had the
space.
instruments.
He
had
had
the
boots.
cowboy
He
hats.
had the boots.
All I had to do
was
was
He had the
come there
bolo
and
tie.
rap,
Yeah,
bro.
he had everything.
And you had the voice. You had
"What
the
up,
radio,
guys?
and
I'm
you brought
so
your
friends."
radio voice.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's awesome.
I'm friends with the guys now.
When the stars just align, though, like that's
Well, and that's the shit you can't plan for.
Right.
Like, I can only do what I can do, right? I can only do the shit because I love to do it. No matter, whether it's making music or writing a little bit or what have you. And then all of a sudden it seems like you pick your head up and you're in a different space.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, okay, what can I do now? How can I utilize this?
Right.
And so that's what my whole life has been, man. Everybody's like, yeah, make sure you're setting your goals, your 5-year, your 10-year. I'm like, fuck that. I don't know. I don't really know. I get it, and you got to set some goals because I'm an adult and shit.
Right.
But realistically, I know if I keep putting in work, that other people are putting in work as well, and then I'm gonna meet them along the way.
Yep.
It's just happened time and time again. So that's why I always say trust the process, man.
yeah. There it is. Yeah, trust the process. That's right.
I think we got like about 15 little snippets already that we can use as Quince as our TikTok right now because
Yeah.
we never
You guys got
had
a
that.
TikTok?
Oh,
we got a
everything.
TikTok.
Bro,
Instagram,
if you put me on
Twitter.
TikTok, then I gotta get a TikTok.
Then get a TikTok.
All right, fine.
I,
only needed
I
that.
I used to
just joined the dark side the other day. I
did?
hesitated for so long
man.
because it's so bad. 90% of it is so
Yeah.
bad, but
Yep.
Yeah.
you got to keep up with the times too.
Exactly.
Like, you
Oh,
have
It's
to
brutal.
adapt to the
But
times.
what kind of hypocrite would I look like? I'm not on Facebook, and then I'm on TikTok. Want to be like a
You just need to
People
hit
just
that.
throw
Just hit the
tomatoes at
share
me.
button, man.
You look like a
Piece of
go-getter
shit,
to
yeah.
me, Quince. You know what I'm saying?
And hey, man, and I seriously doubt this will be the last time we'll have you on. Like I said, you have so much cool stuff going on all the time, especially during the summer. I guarantee you'll have some sort of event to promote in
Yeah.
the future or something, and
Yeah.
you'll be back. I'm sure
What
of
are you
it.
guys kicking me off?
No,
already?
I was gonna say,
No,
what
no,
are
no,
you doing our hour?
no,
we
no.
got like a 40
just
minutes
fucking-
left, and you're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kicking them off.
That's not what I was saying.
We'll talk about the rest later. We have something else going on.
we had to
I
get
was
a
thinking the
closer
same
3
thing,
times
though.
last time.
Yeah, shut it down.
We did.
But yes, if it was an invitation, I'm there, man.
Absolutely.
Love what you guys
Oh,
are
I should
doing.
have had you bring a shirt. Could have done an exchange.
Oh word. Oh yeah, he said you got those coming on the way.
Yeah, there should be. Hopefully tomorrow, the next day.
Who came up?
Huh?
Who came up with it?
Oh, that's our boy Brody.
Yeah, Brody.
Brody did the
yeah,
logo.
yeah. Awesome, man.
Brody did
Awesome.
all that.
We had him on last week. Yeah, he did. Created our logo for us. It's obviously it's up on the wall, but yeah, he did all that. It was pretty cool. All we did was switch the color of the.
Yeah, he had it red and blue, and then we made it green and black. We got to get black shirts, though. Maybe green logo with white as the
Yeah.
background.
I think this probably was a little bit of a mistake, but we'll sell them all. We'll get a new batch out.
That's what I like about
For
the
sure.
hold down shirts because they're all white. They're pristine, man. And when you get a new one and it pops,
Yeah.
it stays new for like 3 hours.
And then you got to go buy another
Then you
one.
gotta get
exactly.
another
See,
one,
that was
so
where my
it's-
head was at when I
Yeah.
came up with the white.
Then you gotta go get
I was with you, Quinn.
It's a business plan.
It is, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to pop a fresh one out before every show.
Yeah, 100%.
Right out of the
100%,
plastic.
man. We are the billboards, you know.
That is right.
I always used to love throwing shirts out into the crowd.
Yeah.
And then Jeremy would be like, "Well,
We never
you know,
threw
we
any
got to sell those." I'm like, "I'll let me buy 3 of them. I just like throwing them out into the crowd." You know what I'm saying? Like I'd buy our own
we
shirt
should've
just so I could
done
throw it
that.
out to the crowd.
We should have done that.
Shirts are expensive, man.
They
They're
are
not cheap.
expensive, I know, but we should have done that.
Who did your shirts?
It's tough. Well, which era, you know? Because we worked a lot with Mr. Thurston right on the corner by the pizza place. Remember what?
Victory Promotions?
No.
Because they used to be right next to
I
Little
got-
Caesars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I used to get koozies through Victory Promotions. They
Oh,
did an
okay.
awesome job with the black koozies. Was it Victory? No, so anyway, what's the other pizza place right
Cam's.
downtown?
Cam's?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
right next to them, the dude that's been there like 50 years is who I first started going with, and he was, he just gave me great deals, and he was very consistent. He was good at what he, I mean, you
Is that where the
do
art gallery is now?
anything. Yeah,
Yeah,
you do anything
okay.
for 50 years, like you be like, oh shit, they're probably good at it.
Right.
But these days, man, I go to the Whimsical Pig, right down in
nice.
yeah,
I
right
didn't know they
downtown
did
on the
stuff like
square.
You mentioned them earlier. Do you know who did all of our shirts?
You just
for
said
the
Brody.
Northmen? No,
Oh.
for the Northmen. Matt Kostick.
Okay,
He does a really
Yeah.
good job too. I think he did the Broken String shirts too.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, speaking of him, right?
He's got a big screen press. or
Now,
whatever it
Brody
is.
did the design on these. River Daisy Boutique did these.
Yeah.
Darby did them for us. But no, he just created the design, but she's doing all the production for the shirts.
it's still. I remember first meeting Brody right around first meeting Brody, and he would tell me, he's like, yeah, I went to school for design. I do all my cover work, this and that. And so, and I thought it was so dope. And now, what is he, top floor Is he still at that space?
Oh yeah, Lincoln in the Lincoln building.
In the Lincoln building.
Yeah.
You know, with
now he's doing it on people's kit or on people's skin and shit.
That's what I'm saying.
on their kids.
And
Maybe.
I got so much respect for that stuff because I can't even draw. Like I can't draw anything.
Sure.
Like the simplest thing. I can't. I'm a horrible artist. So seeing people do cool stuff like that always like amazes me.
Yeah, 100%. And to be like, yeah, I'll give it a try. Yeah, this will be permanent, and I'll see what I can come up with.
Right. Fuck. It's stressful, right?
Too stressful.
No, I'm not
Too
with that
stressful,
either.
but
For sure.
Like I said, I just like seeing people. I don't know, transition is the right word, but like, just use their skill.
Get to their maximum potential.
Well, yeah, but just like continue it in different ways. I love seeing that.
Well, they bring your vision to life too. Like I did the same thing when I started the production thing. I messaged Brody. I was like, "Hey, this is kind of what I'm thinking." I would have never been able to do it. It's very simple, and in terms of like, it's not a crazy design, but I would have never been able to do it.
Right.
And I was just kind of like, "This is what I'm thinking," and within 24 hours, it's just like, "Hey, here's 6 things I came up with."
Yeah, he didn't just
And,
come
like,
up with one. He sent him 6 ideas for him to pick from.
Yeah.
All different, you know?
Yeah.
He did the same thing with
Same
us,
thing
too.
with us.
And then you kind of just go from there. But it's like it's just bringing the vision to life. It's so
Yeah,
cool.
he's a very
100%.
creative
Yeah,
soul.
throw you a
for sure.
pamphlet. You get to leaf through it.
Yeah.
But you know what? But to speak to that though, being a musician like you are, a few years later, and you've got your own little studio in which, of course, you would record that, but then you started having artists come through, recording their music. I see you setting this up as well.
Yep.
I don't know shit about the audio, I don't know.
Dude,
anything
neither do
about
we.
it.
We're,
neither
we're
do we.
figuring it out every day. If we didn't have this guy, we'd be in the dark still.
Yeah,
We're still kind of in the dark. But
Hey,
I'm leading the way.
You are
leading the way to nothing.
You're the torch at the.
I'm like, oh shit, we hit the same
Exactly.
wall
Like,
again,
just
but
the-
it's cool.
just that
We'll
torch
get out
in
of
the
here
cave.
eventually.
Yeah. Our light ain't bright, but it's there.
Yeah.
We got 4 of them.
No, I've always liked
No,
it.
we're
man.
always messing
Yeah,
with it.
no, I've always liked doing the audio and the production, and like even if I'm not a part, like I told them I was like, I don't even have to be on screen. Like I'll just run sound and make sure. And they're like, no, like we want you to be a part of it. But I was like, to me, that is being a part of it.
It's
a
funny.
lot. A lot of people don't feel that way.
Yeah.
It's funny. The reason why Jake started getting into like the audio and all that kind of stuff was me, him, and his brother, who cameras can't see right now, Kyle. We were in a band together like 10 years ago. And do you remember that AJ guy that had that studio down on Starbuck Ave? And we wanted to go record a song.
Yeah,
and
it was Fifth Dimension Records.
Yeah, and it was like, for like $500 an hour
Above our pay grade.
Yeah,
As 12-year-olds.
and yeah, Jake was like 17 or whatever.
$500 an hour.
Yeah,
Is
so
that
then-
not above your pay grade right now?
No, it's like
So we come back and Jake, from that moment on, he's like, it can't be that hard. Like I just figured
10
it out.
years later, I'm
he's
like,
I'll
it's so
figure it out
hard.
myself. But you did. You figured it out yourself from that day on. You're like, I'll figure it out, and you did.
It's fun. It's like to see the progression too. Like you record something, and you're like, "What the?" And then 2 years later, you're like, "Oh wow!" And you look at it like where you started. Like I'm sure even in in a year, we're gonna be like, "Look how bad our first episodes were."
Oh, dude.
Hopefully, we progress over the course of the
seriously.
next year.
I listen to songs that are like when I'm 15 years old. My rap songs I record in my closet. Like I would spend days and days and days editing those. Like the quality for this podcast is 10 times better than anything I ever put out in my closet with 40 hours of editing.
It's funny too. You run into issues and you go from like, oh, like I want to release this so bad, to 2 years later be like, wow, best case scenario was that I was never able to release that anywhere.
He says that, but we literally the other day pulled up his old SoundCloud from 11 years ago and jammed every single song that was on. It wasn't bad.
I do it every once in a while,
Dude,
but like, it's not good though.
I always find myself hopping back to the old Tonight We Dance shit. And
Oh,
the
same.
quality is just so bad, but the songs are
Exactly.
so
So
good.
good.
And you just can't help but
Dude, you
jam
gotta
'em.
call them up and get them in sunken
I know.
tomorrow.
I know Jesse. I've tried. Jesse's so good, and like he's on board. He's the same way I'm, and it's like, dude, let's do this, and then tomorrow beekeeping.
Yeah.
Just something else. Just like, what are you doing? Like just.
That's so
It's
true.
like, dude,
shit.
like completely forgot you had the conversation. you
Yeah.
know?
No, I still pull up Reverb Nation to listen to those songs though, every now and then too.
His voice, it's magical, dude. Like you
It's so
don't.
good.
Yeah.
If,
no.
so
if those
good.
videos have 1 million views, I'm 900,000. I'm like,
yeah.
And they have 1,000, so you're probably 900 of them.
I was obsessed with
Lav and I are the other
That's like
100.
why I started playing guitar back there. I was listening to him and Logan Patton on them jamming. Like I couldn't believe that there was kids from my hometown that sounded like that. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, this is possible. Like you can just get people together and have a kick-ass rock band.
Dude, they're the
Yeah,
reason
that's a
that
great point.
they're the reason that we started doing the pop punk was Kyle and Jesse coming home like writing their own music
Yeah.
and shit. And then when Lav was showing other people our stuff, they were like, "That's not your friends. They have singers that are singing on the track, and it's like
Yeah.
my shitty fucking voice that I hate."
It was Aaron
It's
Adair.
just-
He showed me all that stuff,
it's
and I was
funny.
just obsessed.
It's all perspective, man. Yeah.
I was like, I have to do this. Like Aaron Adair picked up a guitar one day and sang "The Best of Me" right in front of me, and I looked at my cousin and go, "I'm gonna be a rock star when I get older." I go, "That's all I want to do with my life is just play music and have long, cool hair."
Yeah, I remember when I first met you. You had like the drum kit, the little
I had
guitar.
the
You
whole
had
band
every
room
yeah,
right there,
like and
yeah.
you were just like, I just need people.
And I just sucked at it. But hey, the dream was always there. It was just always something I wanted to do. And then
Yeah.
and then eventually we got to do it.
Yeah.
Which is wicked cool that we actually did get to do it for a while.
We got to have some fun. That's
Definitely
for
got to
sure.
have some. I didn't take it as far as any of you have, but I got a little taste.
I wouldn't even say we took it very far. It's just what you were able to do with it. Like, just being able to play the shows that you have been able to play and that what we've been able to play. It's just, I don't know. There's something about it's just the closest thing to magic that there
Well,
is.
that's why, like, even with like all of like the Northman stuff, every single like cool thing we did, we hired a video guy so that we could always look
Document
back on
it,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
you document it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was all you guys. That's always a cool. I love that you guys did that. So there would always be, if like God forbid, like if like guys ended up like Metallica or something 30 years down the road, be like, oh my God, you remember when we hired Mark back in Syracuse and we got all this done and you guys can laugh? That'd be sick.
I remember
Home videos.
We all played down at Maggie's for the Anti-Violence 5 when All That Remains and Upon a Burning Body played.
I wasn't on that bill.
You weren't
I
on
was-
that,
I
but
don't-
you guys were.
We were.
I don't know if there was ever
We played that side stage.
where all four of us were on the same bill. There had to have been.
There had to have been. Probably not. I guess I thought you played that one. But,
No, I didn't play that,
But
but you
it's
guys
funny
did.
because that one was all like professionally produced by like and it was very adamant like you couldn't take videos, don't do that, and then show up on the big screen and you get 10 seconds worth of stage time
Yep.
on the 30-minute video, and you're like,
Yeah.
you know, but.
Yeah, have we all shared the stage?
There must have been a broken string thing where the Northmen Against What's Best and Out Chasing Lions were on. There had to have been.
have
I'm almost
been.
positive there was.
No, you know what? I don't think it was a Broken String one, but I think the exhibition hall. There was a show.
Yep, you're
Was
absolutely
it
right.
the Tirade show?
No,
Tirade.
it wasn't
no,
the tirade.
It was for his daughter.
The benefit.
No, it wasn't that one either. It was
You
a
guys-
local. We weren't on that one. It was local licks. It was like a. It was like
Oh,
a, it
the
was like
Friday
a-
the 13th one.
Yes, yeah. It was the April one. Yes, we
Who
were.
was the headliner?
We were.
Yeah, you get okay.
And then Matt stole all the money, and we're like, dude, what are you doing? You got to give those back to those bands that you promised them. He didn't know what he was doing, but
Wow.
Was that show?
that was 100% that show.
That was that
yeah.
show?
Shit.
Yeah, that was our
Unlucky.
first headlining show. Yeah, I'll never
We're
forget
talking about
that.
exhibition hall.
At the X Hall.
We were
yeah.
there?
You guys were there.
You were like, we
They
got to
were
do
there.
what all the big shots do and just take everyone else's money.
No, here's no,
like
no.
this is how we become rock stars, gentlemen.
No,
don't remember
because
that one?
Matt was like, yo, he gave every band 25 tickets, and he's like, all right, and everybody gets, you get $3 for each ticket you sell for the band, blah blah. And people would come back, and Matt's like, yeah, but we're like, did you pay like the other bands? He's like, no, because we didn't sell as many, like we didn't make as much as we thought we were going to. I go, what? Stop with this we. What are you talking about? You told these people you were gonna, they got $3 a ticket. He's like, yeah, but we didn't meet our quota. I go, what quota? We put the show on.
Yeah, we sold all the tickets.
I remember Jeremy was snapping on him in the van in the truck. He goes, "You realize we look like we just ran a Ponzi scheme right now." And Matt it just didn't enter his brain. So I think eventually he gave everybody the money, but he couldn't understand it.
we got paid. I know we did. I remember. Yeah.
Well, I remember Against What's Best went on him. They made a post and was like starting to blame like the production company, and then the production company called us.
That wasn't for that show.
That's exactly the show it was.
No.
I promise you it was
that
because
was the one where My Manic Mind got kicked off the stage too, and they had
yeah,
thrown
that was
a
that
fit
show.
about it.
That was that
So
show.
see, we
No,
were.
those are two different shows.
I thought they were. I thought it was
I
as well.
promise you that it wasn't because we
No,
got
because I was never at a show where my Manic Mind got kicked off stage.
because hang on.
I wasn't there. I didn't hear about that. What the hell? I'm out of the loop, man.
We were also drinking for free too. We were up in the green room.
in the green room.
Yeah.
did that
show.
Yeah, it was that show. That was the same show I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Lam's got the room. We need to
Might have
pass the
been.
bottle around.
Oh yeah,
Everyone
sorry.
needs a refill.
But yeah, no, it was more so. It was because we never really expect to make. I mean, think about it. $3 off of each 25 tickets. Like
Yeah,
you're
but-
making $75 between four, but you're not making money off that show.
No,
anyways,
nobody was nobody was gonna make
But
money.
it's more so that like when a band gets up, plays 3 songs, and then the sound guy's like, "All right, you're done." It's
Yeah.
like, and then we were on after that, and they're already pissed off, and then we get up, and they're like, "You're not using your own fucking drum kit," and it was like,
No, that
whoa,
was
what,
dumb.
like. Excuse me, it was just like what the hell. So then, like we, even though using another drum, we got our set cut as well. So it was just like, what the hell's going on?
That's gotta be. That might be a different show then.
I
'cause
think it was,
Okay,
yeah.
was that the
'Cause that's the
Halloween
one-
Havoc show?
I think so.
All
Yeah.
sorts of lows.
Okay, yeah, because that one, yeah, we didn't. There's no reason they would cut sets for that show. You know what I mean? That might have been the Austin John Winkler one
Oh God.
when you guys all dressed up as nerds.
Yep.
Oh God, he goes. What's the most you've ever played for? You've performed for in your travels?
Oh man, I don't know. We just in recent memory, we just played the Block Party, right?
Oh,
in
nice,
Sackett's,
man.
right? Or Brew York?
Yeah, opened up for we played Brew York too.
But
Brew
the one
York
on the
itself was
square.
a big fucking crowd.
Yeah.
You're talking about the one on the square, right?
One on the
yeah.
square,
Yeah.
and we were opening up for Annie in the Water. So you know, we were able to ride that wave. But
We've
that's
opened for
big
them a couple
fucking
times, yeah.
wave.
Oh,
yeah.
Big wave. And it wasn't just. I mean, they're awesome, and they've got a great following
Send
here.
that
But it
over
was
this way,
also
Jake.
the
Always.
first, block party back in like 2 years. In the first month of it, so I think there was a lot of anticipation for it, and like I could only see people. I could only see people, so that was
That's
that was
sweet,
a
dude.
big show. Any show that's out, in Syracuse at that one spot, I can't think of the name of it, but what's the big
Lost
shed?
Horizon?
Lost Horizon,
Or the F Shed.
No, you're right. It was Lost
Lost
Horizon.
Horizon.
Because it looks bigger. I think it looks bigger than it is because it's a smaller place and everybody's packed in. So it gives the same sort of vibes.
That stage
same
is
energy.
cool.
It
Yeah,
is
but
cool.
if you played the Block Party, there was probably close to 3,000 people there that night. Then
ton,
you know what I mean?
Ton of people, and in Brew York, you never know how many people are really there.
Yeah, because it's such a the area holds 50,000.
Yeah.
there might be 2,200 people there, but everybody's so spread out because it's such a big thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. Back in the day, Rob and I, with the original OCL, went out and played Hard Rock in Buffalo or Niagara Falls.
How did you guys get away with it? Just 2 people.
How did we get away with it?
How did you perform like drums, guitar? Like how did all that go down?
Yeah, all pre-recorded on a backtrack.
Okay.
So all still live, like I said, I had the beats and I had all of the synths and the samples looped up, and he would pre-record the bass and the guitar, and then he would play drums live. So it was just me rapping and him on the back on the drums live. And which he's got to have headphones on when
I was
he's
gonna say,
doing.
that's hard to do, yeah.
Oh, super hard to do. But that's what we were doing. And, we had a couple songs that he would hop off and maybe just play the bass to, or just play the guitar to. So depending how versatile we wanted to be, we could do all that. But I thought
That's dope.
it was super fucking dope. But
How'd you land that gig? Like the Hard Rock Cafe? There's one in Buffalo
Niagara Falls.
or Niagara Falls?
Niagara
really?
Falls, yeah,
no
right
way.
by the water.
Right there. Like, yeah, right on the
Really?
state park.
It was
yeah.
a
Sounds
Niagara
awesome.
so it was a battle of the bands.
Really?
And
You got to tell us all about
Rob,
this.
Rob, and dude, this was before we maybe only played 1 or 2 shows here, so nobody knew,
Right.
except for us. That's why we're making songs like Almost Famous, because we're like making all this noise, but we're like nobody knows,
Right.
but we're still gonna fucking make it anyway. But
You feel famous, dude. You do.
yeah. It's funny because we had the photo for the image for it, and it was like a whole bunch of seats and nobody in them. But like seen from the stage, it was
That's awesome.
So he reached out to them directly. He just reached out, and he's a very, he's a very meticulous individual. You could tell by the music. You could tell by the studios that he's put together. We could talk about that a little bit later. But he just reached out to him, found out how to get into it, sent in a couple songs that we had, and they got selected.
That's awesome.
So we're like battling people from Canada, from Toronto, from Ohio, and Syracuse, and
all
over.
different types of music.
All different types of music. We were the only hip hop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you stood right out there.
It was
yeah,
it was a
that's
neat
cool.
experience, but we were very young in our, just as far as like presence I was very young in my stage presence. You know, I was just fucking rapping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't have any composure yet at that point, but it was fun. It was just a lot of energy and a lot of people.
A lot of people. Yeah, well, it's hard.
A lot of
Yeah,
people.
but you
I mean,
guys-
there was judges, there was the whole 9 yards, there was all that. Really, wow.
Judges, yeah. They
so
had,
how'd you end up finishing?
No, we got like 4th place.
That's good.
Got like 4th place out of 7 or 8 for that time.
Absolutely,
There were like
yeah.
different rounds, so we didn't make it on to the next round or anything like that. But it was more so just the experience. And,
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
What, something like that. What would first prize get? Like some recording time or like a cash prize or
I can't remember. It was cash. It was a big show. I can't
and then like an
remember
opening
what.
slot for okay.
Yeah, it was stuff like that. So, like I said, we're talking 2016. You know, 2015, something crazy.
Did you have to pay to get into it?
No,
Oh, cool. Okay.
no.
Yeah,
no,
so just
no,
even
we
being selected after the whatever pack you send in is pretty
Yeah.
cool. You know what I mean?
and we met like a bunch of dope artists at also at this, and that's one of the coolest things about it is being able to connect with the other
Yeah.
artists that are making noise wherever they're from as well. And I remember bringing out a band, Dark Eyes 55, back to Watertown to headline a show that we were doing at what's it called? Out by Mitch Labarge.
Oh, flashback.
Flashback.
Yeah.
So before they even had a stage, we were doing shows back then. Back when
They were
Hold On
still full
Upstate
of
was
video
just
games
starting.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
dude, fucking so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. But brought this band out they were just badass, this badass rock group, and we rocked. It was another mixed genre event, which always is my favorite. And
Well, Out Chasing Lion shows up, it becomes mixed genre, man.
and that was the beauty of it because you could branch off whatever way you wanted to go with that, as far as other people supporting acts or even
Well, yeah, that's the
headliners.
thing. You can appeal to 6 demographics and make it that show that much bigger. That much more people are coming. You know what I
That's
mean?
the whole goal.
like besides Fusion Festival, pretty much everything we played, we were the only hip hop act up there.
Yeah. That's
Really?
because
Pretty much.
unless we were putting on the show.
Right.
But that's what Hold On Upstate was that because we were playing all these heavy metal shows, which was awesome, and I love the fucking dedication and the energy, right? But also, I wanted the opportunity to add to the crowd, not just play to another crowd, right? And hope that they like it. I want to show you that there are people that are about the shit, and so it was a good opportunity to connect with other artists. Right, because when you connect with other artists first, you're creating a crowd right there. Because the artists are the crowd.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
the first crowd. They're the first time that people look, behind the wall, and they're like, "Oh shit, people are digging this," and it's all the artists at first.
Yeah.
When all the artists were working together and putting together shows, and then we would offer that show to the venue rather than wait for the venue to ask us,
Right.
hey, you want to fill this slot, at this time for 20 minutes, and we might cut you off 5 minutes early, some shit.
Right.
So we had a little bit more control, and we were bringing an audience, and it seemed new, you know? It seemed-
and
it
you
seemed
set it up a million times all over the place.
all over the place.
Yeah. Just like you said, like once they saw what was happening, you'd be like, do you
Yeah.
want this at your spot? Because we
Yeah.
can do this
Yeah.
right at your place.
And it's a beautiful thing because now anybody can do, people would always ask me oh, where do you see Hold On Upstate going? What is it? I say, I think in a perfect world you wouldn't need it, because everybody would just do that. Everybody would work together for the bigger, for the bigger purpose.
Unfortunately, I don't always like that.
Well, I think it's more and more so. I see it
Now-
I feel
no,
I see it all the
nowadays,
time.
definitely, nowadays
I see
it's
it all the
definitely-
time. But nonetheless, it was a fucking ride.
Yeah.
It was a ride.
That's the fun. That's the cool part of it,
Yeah,
though.
100%.
And then it just gives you fuel for the fire to keep going. You just
Yeah.
remember those days, and you're like, nah, it ain't like that no more.
Yeah.
We ain't going back.
No, you can't go back, and because you spend too much time thinking about back, and then the now will never be that.
No.
So
right.
how do you recreate that? I go through this shit all the time.
Yeah, like when we were first starting up in the band, we had to more or less muscle our way into the scene. You just created your own.
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't from
Out
the
of
ground up.
necessity. Out of necessity.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, though, I think it still ends up bleeding into what's has been going on, right? And then whatever is being created, and that bleeds and creates this new sort of culture, right? Because you have a bunch of little microcultures coming into play now, and comes together, and then that starts breeding. That lays the new foundation. And now you will still have people that are like, nah, I could do better. I want more from it. And then we'll continue to build on top of that. And I think it just keeps going and going. So, I think as far as my role, I just kind of let it be what it is and focus on the opportunities now that came from it. And that helps me kind of, I got to let go of the past.
Well, yeah.
I do, or else, where are you going to go?
You stay right there.
Yeah. Can't do that.
No.
I think he just described evolution in
Just a
30
philosophizer,
seconds.
bro. He just,
you know what I mean? Like, that was
what's
great.
in this rum,
Just
bro?
We didn't. It's not even the crack in this week.
Man, I
The
just
Kraken took us to
wanted
places
to
we didn't
shut
wanna
up
go
and
last
listen
week.
that whole time.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
go. I'll just let you go.
I was like, what?
At-
This is, I feel like I'm Socrates' presence
gonna
right
say-
now. You know
at-
what I'm
at one
saying?
point-
Like, that was it.
At one point, I looked up at Lav, and he's literally just squinting, looking off in the disc. I was like, "Is he connected?" And I was like,
Oh,
he's just listening that deep."
I was gonna hit the
Just-
applause button at the end of it, but I felt
I
that
felt
was
like
a
I
little.
was
It was
just in
way
a
too tender of a
trance.
moment.
I was
Oh,
on
it
an
was
acid
so
trip right
good.
there
I
for a
know.
second, bro. Wow.
Yeah,
that was
you got
deep.
a good way of looking at things, Quince, for sure. I feel like you are a super important part of the music culture around here too.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, it's
Yeah.
like once you started like bringing stuff like the fusion festivals and stuff, like it was always fun to play. Those niche. Punk rock or rock shows where it was just like 3 bands all rock, and you would get the rock fans out, right? But then we would do those shows at Maggie's where it was just 20 different acts of you don't know what you're gonna hear
Metal,
on what.
screamo.
Oh, you get the
acoustic,
hippies, you get the,
what,
you get the
everything.
emos, you'd get the,
And
you
it
get
was at
everything.
that
You get
shows
the
that you
hip-hop.
just saw everybody. Like because you would see the people that you would see at the metal shows, but then you would also see the people that you would see at the acoustic shows and the
Right.
jam nights, and just everybody came together, and it was just so.
This
those
is
days
a
were just
special
so,
place, though. I mean, this
yeah.
place, this up here is just a weird. It's its own black hole of like music.
But
community
you know what I
weirdness.
felt like this place never really had though. Unfortunately, was a place like a studio to get original stuff out there. Because after a while, it's just a lot of cover bands doing a lot of the same stuff. Because that's like what the area is like demanding.
Yeah.
But I more so, I want to be. I was talking to Gino. I was like, "Do you have any original music?" He's like, "No. You just. I mean, I wrote it, I played it, but no, I never recorded it." It's like you shoulda. It
But
could've
like you
been-
said,
could've been
$500 an hour, bro.
It's
Recording
and
ain't cheap.
that's what I want to do. Is I don't know if you've seen that I started Sunken at all, but it's pretty much it's what Hold Down Upstate is for like promoting and bringing people together for shows, but with for, like production and releasing. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
So it's like
Yeah, you gotta check out his Instagram, his TikTok. Like he does the recording. He even does video production. He does it all, man. It's actually really cool. Called Sunken Productions.
it's
It's a mouthful, but
it is. You'll get a mouthful.
I feel like once you record someone's full album, do the video for it though, you're gonna want $500 an hour. That's a lot of work.
See, that's just it too. It's like for what I'm doing now, it's like I'm not taking on jobs like Lav was like, hey, I want to do there. It was like, let's do it. But I wouldn't have gotten the interaction from a lot of people who know Lav that don't know me. And I've noticed that like they've carried on to follow the other stuff that I do, but they wouldn't have if I wouldn't have originally brought Lav into it. Or
Yeah.
I feel like it's all about getting other people involved and kind of bringing in.
dude, it's a super cool.
100%.
It's a super cool thing you got going on over there, man.
The more people that feel involved, like that's, like I said before, when people peek behind the curtain and they see that crowd there, they feel like they're missing out. Those are all the people, I said artists, but like all the people that felt involved. We started doing shows. And by the way, you brought up Music Fusion a couple different times.
Yeah.
So big shout out to my man Ill Theory.
Yeah, John
'Cause
Huntsman, man.
That's his thing. But when we were doing those Father's Day car shows, we would integrate live art with it. It was just another extension. And the more
So
people
cool.
that felt involved, the more people were sharing the posts, more people were just playing their part. And I say that with like the utmost genuineness because that's all I'm doing. So I'm just playing my part, and I love that shit.
Yeah.
So someone like a Soda, who that's just what he does. You get him out in this environment, like a brand new environment, and a bunch of different types of music. People that just appreciates art and just let him do his thing. I've seen this man work for 6 hours plus, just over hanging out, spray painting some shit.
Well,
take
y'all
a
had
step
like
back.
a RV they had as a
Yeah,
canvas
that
this
was
year,
out
didn't you?
at,
It was like a bus.
Music Fusion Fest at what's JP's thing called?
Oh, is that the
Anti-violence.
backyard? Zebby's.
Bexy's.
Bexy's.
Yep. But yeah, that's where that was. But because there's like fucking talent like this. There's so much just shit that's going on.
It's just like you said,
here.
you invite 2 artists to a thing, but they know 5 more artists that are going to come. And then those 5 artists know a few more artists that want to come. It's like, hey, we got a half a bus we can all paint on all night long. It's like, okay, 30 people show up. Because you invited 2 people.
Right. Who really love what they do.
Exactly, yeah.
Who really love what they do. And you made them feel involved. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, 100%. And I love what you're doing because it's not just... we're all working to build up the music scene. Like, we're all artists. We all just want to play the biggest fucking show. But how do we do that? We got to find out how to create the biggest show, create the biggest music scene, local music scene. And that is a part of it. Like, you are a resource for those who are trying to level up their style of, you know what I mean? Their sense of music, their idea of music, and their potential. And you are helping them reach that. And I'm assuming the position that you are now, you are rather affordable compared to this $500, per hour.
No, I mean, at this point, I mean, I of course, didn't charge Lav to do the There Is, just because I wanted to do it, and it's, if you're going to obviously do a whole album, you're going to want, it's demanding, it takes a lot of work, but like my buddy, JP, JP.
I would have paid.
Yeah, no, of course. No, you talked about paying me for the next one we do. Yeah, of course. It wasn't like but same, JP, he came over, I met him at that Brew York Fest. And I was like, dude, come over tomorrow. We'll jam. A few months later, he came over, showed me some songs, and like we just recorded it in a matter of hours, And I was like, it was such a moment where it's like, I don't think I could even put a price on that, It's not like it was something I didn't want to do, and I had to like be compensated financially. Same with that, like that's just not how I feel about it, So as of right now, like I'm just doing it just to be able to get out because I feel like people like Lav deserve to be able to have songs like that out without paying out the ass for recording. So
and because everybody wins.
Yeah, exactly.
Wins.
Exactly.
Now there's gonna come a point in time in which it might have already happened in which you're gonna need that.
100%.
You're gonna need that, and you have worked for that.
Mm-hmm.
I read just fucking today. I don't know. It had to be something online, but Stu was standing underneath this big ship. Right, and you see the picture of the ship, and it's like fucking Titanic size. And this is an actual photo, and the dude, you can see how tiny he is, and he's looking up at it, and they're like, it wouldn't work. They didn't know what to do with it. The engine was all shot, and the guy's just like, well, yeah, let me take a look at it. Give me a couple hours. So he walked around it, just looking around, and then finally he goes, takes out a hammer, finds this one spot, bangs on it 3 times, dot, 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 and the whole engine starts up. Boom, boom, the whole propeller. They're like, holy shit, how did you do? He's like, it's all good. This is what I do. He's like, well, how much is that? He's like, oh, that's $20,000. He's like, what? He's like, that only took you 20 minutes. He's like, no, I've been doing this for 20 years. Mm-hmm. He's like, it was, $10 for the hammer, but it was $19,090 for those 20 years that I've been doing this shit.
Knowing where to hit the hammer.
But nobody else knew where to hit it. Yeah.
Knowing how many times, and that shit is so true.
Took me 20 years to figure out how to do it in 20 minutes.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So don't ever shy back from what you
are worth.
And then like you just said,
here.
everybody wins. Like, he does a couple promo videos for a couple of his buddies, puts out some free stuff. So when someone does come that is going to pay him, they're like, well, let me see what you got. He has a couple of videos. He's not like, oh, I'm still waiting because no one wants to pay. I don't have anything.
That's just it. You got to build the portfolio.
Yeah, you definitely got to have a portfolio for sure. Yeah, absolutely. But back to what you were saying about the trickle down effect of like the opportunities that are coming from what you've started building so long ago.
Yeah.
New Paris.
Paris.
It was one of those opportunities that has come up lately.
Man, and that was just another thing. It was just opportunity. Well, also, it was a re-understanding of what I was looking for. Because we were, out chasing lions. I love that shit. I love the energy. I love the the people I got to work with. And there were times where I was holding on to it too tight because I'm like, no, I want that. I don't want to put out music any other way. I just want that. Mm-hmm. But, as I learn to let go of it a little bit more, I started redefining what it is that I'm actually looking for, so I'm like, well, I want to be around people that I could just be around, what I mean? First and foremost, just like people you just get along with naturally. So you come to practice, you come to anything, it's not work per se, we're just fucking vibing. I want the conversation to be open, and I just want to freestyle, So I just want, because if we don't get to making any songs, then okay, just give me a drum beat.
Right.
Do something on the keys. Do something, and to be able to connect with people that are comfortable in that space and never knowing where it's gonna go. Where I'm at right now, I just get a fucking.
That was why it was always so hard being in a band with you. You always we couldn't play the same song 2 times. The same way 2 times in a row. Like we would play it in practice. We'd play it one time through, then the second time, and there'd be a whole new verse to it. You know what I'm saying? Just boop boop boop. Yeah. But then again, that was the fun of it. And we would do it on stage, and it wasn't like we'd all get lost. But we played together long enough to know. You know how chemistry works. We're all in bands. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I think I remember specifically at the X Hall, you guys were all playing, and something had happened where like you were going through a verse or something, and you would like stopped, and you looked at the band, you were like, run it back. And like Evan looks at like Wookie, and they're like, okay, when you start from the beginning of the segment and you start spitting the bar and you would change something, but like you were supposed to go into the chorus, but you just looked and kind of did the loop, and they all knew that's like, all right, he's got to do his thing, get that off his chest really quick.
Well, and I'm glad that it probably looked cool maybe from the other side, but
you were probably like, I fucked up, I need to start
the verse. I'm gonna just freestyle it from here.
That's that's band 101 though. Once the song starts, you don't stop. Just because someone messes up, you can't stop the engine.
No,
he did.
You gotta
that's
find
what he's
it.
saying.
No, he's like, just keep playing.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna come. He's like, I'm gonna restart. I'm gonna come in. Just keep playing.
But the fact that you were just able to kind of shoot the look to Evan, and then you guys all kind of look. It's like, okay, we all know that at this bar we're restarting, and we know where we're restarting, and then you can take it from where you are. It's that chemistry that you kind of.
Well, that's a practice fuck up. We had that fuck up.
Yeah, right.
A million times.
Yeah.
And I love the crowd. As an artist, you love the crowd, especially when they're into it. But truth be told, I love the connection of the people making the music, and to be able to communicate without saying anything. I think that is first and foremost where the crowd gets the energy from.
Yeah, isn't that a cool feeling when you're on stage and like everyone's just on the same page?
The coolest.
Even on like a minor fuck up or like some timing's just off, but like I said, it's just there and no one has to say it. Maybe even not a look comes across at the time. Everyone just catches it and just does it.
Just feel it.
You know what that could be, Ev? That could be the 8th sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We were talking earlier today.
The 9th sense, because there is 8.
No, there's 7.
Oh, okay. So
there's 7 senses, not 5.
What are the other 2?
Dude, it's nuts. Listen to this. It's like, I never would have thought of it.
It's called, it starts with a V, but for...
You got the computer up.
Yeah, but I don't want to screw
Oh,
with
dude, we
the
had
project.
a Jamie today.
But it's pretty much the sense of balance. Like, like if you stand on one foot, like that's a sense too. The other one was like... The other one was pro something. I don't know, but
it's a weird
pro
word.
choice.
No, some bodily thing. Like when you're cracking an egg, like how hard you can, whatever.
It's
without
like intuition.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like that. And then now this one, like you just said, like a band just knows when they're on the same page.
Like knowing your body's limbs proximity to each other was the P.
No, not
that's what it said. Knowing like where
just
body position,
awareness.
body position,
body awareness, body position. Knowing not to, if you want to crack an egg, to not smoke it 100 miles an hour off the bowl. You know what I mean? Like just that you just know that.
Like if you had your eyes closed, you still know you're laying down versus you're standing up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I think that's the balanced one. That's the inner ear. But it interesting what you're saying as far as like body awareness or sense awareness is that I would always, so music for me essentially is like this flow state, right? And something I've been chasing forever since like sports back in the day. And it always fucking amazed me. You could take a football, somebody could be running a fucking 4.6 speed and do like a post, and you could throw it exactly not where they are now, but where they're gonna be at their speed at that distance with everything else going around. Like, sure, it's practice and shit like that, but still, it's fucking amazing.
It's wild, yeah.
It's so wild, and a lot of this stuff, like I used to return punts, right? So boom,
special teams,
kick away in the air, kick away in the air. You seeing the ball up there, you seeing everybody run that shit.
You're like,
you know right where it's gonna drop.
Yeah, like
it's not just that, but then
are they gonna hit me before I catch it?
It's that.
That's
It's
what
all about.
That's what the fair catch is for.
It's all about
Are
not
they
getting hit,
moving
but
faster than this thing? Yeah.
But there was a certain point
Yeah.
in which I'd get right to about here, and then I wouldn't remember anything else until I'm watching the tape again. You know what I mean?
I thought you meant you got hit so hard.
No, fuck no, because I didn't want to get hit at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then you call for the fair catch, and you look up, and they're 15 feet away. You're like, oh, I could have sent it.
That's scared money. But sports was the first time I understood there was this zone or this flow state. And ever since, been chasing it in different things. think about smoking weed or different types of drugs or booze or, you can find it in sex. Yeah. You know. But music is usually the shit that's kept me out the most trouble. But I can still find it and self-create it there. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, that's the ticket.
That is the ticket.
That's the move.
Yeah, you make it sound so nice.
Aristotle.
You do. You make it sound so nice. He makes it sound so
You're
great.
taking Kyle to a whole nother world right now, man.
It's taking all of us.
If someone
He
was
hasn't
like,
felt this way since the last time he did DMT in 2009 over here, man. He's feeling good just listening to you.
if someone asked me to describe music, it'd be a 1-page book. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's just you got it. Like, you'd be a Harry Potter book.
It's funny that you'd mentioned football because I feel like I love throwing a football, and there's something about the. I was gonna say there's something about the finesse of throwing it. It's not about how hard you throw it or how fast or it's just the finesse. You want that ball to glide through the air at like where you want it to meet up.
Fucking pretty.
It's delicate.
Y'all should start watching
delicate.
Y'all should start watching Ultimate Frisbee then.
It's like an art.
Bro.
But
I'm bringing that back. By the way.
Definitely.
Spring 2023.
I was gonna say,
Hey, by the way, your Dolphins are killing it.
Bro.
They are.
You know what I'm saying? Finally.
I didn't want to bring it up.
I've watched you
how that
suffer
shit
so
goes.
much heartbreak the last few years. You know what I mean?
Dude, I am such a big fan of Tua.
You're gonna give him heartburn just talking about it.
I love it. So
Tough,
there's
man.
4 teams I
Yeah.
root for. I mean, like my team's the Eagles. My mom's a Bengal fan. My dad was a Rams fan. But both my brothers are Dolphins fans. So I'm always like, I'm in a pool every week, and no matter what, even if I don't care who they're playing, I'm picking Bengals, Dolphins, Rams, Eagles, no matter what. And the Dolphins are on a 7-game win streak. Is that what I saw?
7-game win streak. Is it that many? No, I think he's only been back for like 4 or so. But either way,
Oh, maybe it's a
hasn't
7-game.
lost.
Maybe Tua was on a 7-game win
his
streak.
7
Then.
games.
Okay.
Probably. That makes sense.
Well, actually, Tua, if you're counting last season, already like 16 games or some crazy shit
Yeah,
like that.
because
But I don't like to get too much into it. What I really just appreciate, though, is the fact that I sit back and watch this individual work. Coming from a year in which they didn't want, the newspaper said the Dolphins didn't want him. The fucking head coach was saying,
Oh,
they
there
didn't
was
really want
there was
just
4 other
fucking
teams he
beating
was
up on
supposed
us.
to go to.
But now to watch him work in this system and to see how quick he checks down and checks through the receivers, how quickly he gets the ball out and the precision, I'm like, I haven't seen that with many fucking teams ever.
him and Tyreek have a good thing going too. It's good to see him.
and
Him and Waddle.
him
Yep.
and Waddle play together.
Yep.
But
And he's doing it with his other hand, which is weird to me.
What do you mean?
He's left-handed.
So what do you mean?
So it's
It was
not
a-
his
it was a
other
joke.
hand.
It
It's
was a
just
joke. It was a joke.
okay. I was like, so what, he's going with his right, even though he's
Quince talks for an hour and it's all melodic. You open your one fucking time and he's like, "What do you
I
mean?
fucked up that
What do you
joke.
mean?"
No, I would say don't take that away from me. That,
Oh,
just
me.
because it went over his head, all right? You know what I'm saying?
See, a Tua pass.
That was a
may have done
good
that.
joke.
This whole thing's going on my head. I'm like, Waddle? Who's waddling?
That was a good joke. Anyway,
That was
sorry.
good. But
Go ahead.
but I agree. I never understood left-handed people, just in general.
Did you see that kid in
Like, I
either high?
get it,
Did you
but
see
I
that kid in
don't.
college who the ambidextrous quarterback?
I have seen that.
Did you
yeah.
see that?
Yeah.
That's
No.
insane.
He can throw just as good with his right as his left. Like it's.
So
it's
think
crazy.
about
But,
it this
but
way.
is
So
he actually good? Because
no, he is.
Yeah.
So
Good.
so
He's
say
projected to
say
be
you're a
first-round
right-handed
pick.
quarterback and you're rolling out to the left, and like usually like you'll probably have somebody wide open way on the other side, but you
Yeah.
can't tort your body that way and get what he could just switch hands. You know what I'm saying?
dude, it's the fucking future. It's evolution. We're talking like Kevin Durant, 7 feet tall, moves like a point guard. Steph Curry shoots from the half court line like it's a foul shot.
Yeah.
So I love hearing stuff like that. I don't know who you're talking about. I have to look it up. But
I just saw it on like Facebook Reels or TikTok. Or
Yeah,
whatever the
every
other day.
couple decades you get a few freaking natures out there
Well,
that
hey,
just do some shit.
Not only that, but they keep getting better throughout the years too. Because like
I mean, Patty
saw,
Mahomes was doing it.
I saw
Throwing- switching
right.
hands.
I saw that if you
but
take
this guy can. But Pat Mahomes is doing it out of desperation on like a 7-yard pass. This guy's chucking like 65 yards with both hands.
crazy.
That's
I
terrifying.
saw this thing where it's like if you take the like the 1940s Olympic like best time or the not the Olympic the marathon the best time and compare it to today's best time, we smoke it by like an hour and a half.
Really?
Yeah, like
women
over-
are hitting those numbers.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's like over the course of time, like humans are just getting.
That wasn't a knock.
No.
That wasn't a knock.
Biologically, women do,
Yeah. No. that's
typically not score as well in sports. But yeah,
You're talking about sprinting?
in pretty much everything over the course of the past 100 years, humans are getting faster, stronger. They can jump higher. Like biologically and genetically, we're better than we were back then.
Which I believe you, because that's how I think too. But somebody brought up to me not too long ago, they're like, they watched a documentary that said one of the only thing that's remained constant in sports is a major league fastball. And I'm like, that has to be the biggest crock of shit I've ever heard.
The biggest crock of shit.
Because everybody in the big leagues nowadays is throwing 97, 98, or 102. The only person that was doing that back then was like Nolan Ryan.
Randy
and he was throwing
Johnson,
like in Randy, but now it's like you can't even get out of AAA unless you're popping 96 miles.
Yeah, you're
an
not.
hour.
You won't get looked at by a scout.
And that
unless
is not
you're
how it
throwing.
used to
But
be.
this
at
is
all.
probably what they're saying is that a 90-mile-an-hour fastball is what they were throwing.
Yeah, but
30
the
years
They're
ago.
saying remain constant. The one thing
Yeah.
that hasn't changed in sports. I'm like that.
The
is
90-mile-per-hour
ridiculous.
fastball average was 30 years ago.
Right.
20 years ago.
Right.
The average fastball in the MLB
Now it's
was
like 96, 97
Yeah, now
now.
it's 97 miles an hour. It goes up every year.
Yeah.
So I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
People are throwing them more consistently.
I'm just
for
saying,
sure.
like,
the
who
the
came-
speed just hasn't increased.
No, I'm
the way
agreeing
that
with you.
would
Yes,
expect
for
it
sure.
to,
But
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, what document did he make up this
He must
documentary
have.
he saw?
I
or,
was
like,
listening to a professional pitching coach doing a podcast, and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, in the next 10, projected 10, 15 years, he's like, there's no reason I don't see pitchers in professional baseball throwing 110.
what?
That's what he said. He's like, with the way the mechanics
Are
are going
you
in the
serious?
sport science behind
They're gonna have to
everything.
back the
I would-
mound
Yeah.
up at that point.
He's like, there is gonna come a point where the human body will tap out physically. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only so much it can do. He's like, but right now, the way we're seeing progress in throwing mechanics and stuff, he's like, there's no reason a human being shouldn't be able to throw a baseball 110 miles an hour.
Yeah.
no way.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You
I
make
mean,
a good
Aroldis
point though,
Chapman
'cause
got 106, and that was almost 10 years ago.
at one
That was
point
over
you're
10
gonna
years
have
ago.
to back the mound up
Yeah,
though.
you have to.
But then you would have to increase the distance in between the bases, and then you're running farther. But it's not like humans are sprinting an extra 20. You know what I mean? Like.
It's all relative though to speed. Like if you're gonna back up the fences and open up the bases and back up the thing, like if an infield ground ball right now is coming at you at 114, but people are throwing 110 miles an hour, now they're
gonna
coming
go
at you at
faster,
128.
You wouldn't have to change anything if you backed the mound up 8 inches. I mean, even that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
like a really insignificant distance in throwing would shave 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
a matter of inches would take
It is
miles
very-
per hour.
And it's not
off.
like
Yeah.
every pitcher is going to throw 110. There might be one every 7 years.
Yeah,
that
like
can
you'll get a
do
freak of
that for a
nature
little
every
bit.
now and again. Yeah. But the sports science gets nuts, man.
It does, yeah.
Do they still do that segment on Yes? They used to do the sports science.
Yeah, I haven't had cable in so long. I don't know. I think the last
haven't seen it in a while.
sports science episode I saw, Rampage Jackson was on it. That's how long ago that was.
I saw the thing where it's like it's almost the like the most physically impossible thing to do as a human is to hit a fastball.
Oh, it's
where it's
insane.
like you almost have to be deciding where your bat's gonna be before the ball even comes out of the glove.
And
Even if you line it up completely perfectly, like the chances are so.
If it was
so
like
incredibly slim.
point 0.04 seconds shorter, you'd basically be seeing into the future.
Yeah.
Well, that's why the game is gone.
Yeah, no, seriously,
No,
it's
that's
great.
Well, no, that's why the game.
It's all like look ahead as opposed to what's happening now. It's like you have to think about again like where it's gonna be by the time you're swinging it.
Well, that's why the game has taken such an analytical turn. Is
was
because
just
you
gonna say
need
that,
every
yeah.
single advantage you can. So, like, if they know this pitcher and that he knows, say that he throws a slider 41% of the time and only a sinker, 17% of the time. So they're anticipating
Yeah.
the one that he throws 41% of the time, and that gives them that slight little advantage to be able to react a little bit quicker to what you just.
Yeah, they do have to try to
articulated.
guess these pitches. They can't just stand there and just try to react to 105, 102 mile an hour. Like it's just,
Right,
you can't.
yeah, right.
You got to know it's coming. If he just throws you an 84 mile an hour curveball and then rips something over 100 miles an hour at you, and you're not waiting for that, you're
It's
going to get
impossible.
blown away
You know what I
every
mean?
time.
I feel like
Bat on your shoulders.
I always loved the chess game that is sports. Like more so the people that are playing the game. It's like the coaching that's happening behind the scenes that you don't
Oh,
really
yeah.
think about.
The cat and mouse, baby. Absolutely. 100%.
Yep. All
And
that,
that's-
that
and-
mental shit.
And while that's very prevalent in baseball, that's in everything. We were talking about NFL head coaches, like some of the, like look at like Jacksonville yesterday, like Doug Peterson, to win that game, he was like, we're probably winning this. We go to overtime. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's, you know what I'm saying? So as far as
So they
wins and
decide
losses
to-
goes,
so they
coaching
decide
is
to go
way
for
more
two to win the game.
important than you think. Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what
Oh,
I'm
it's
saying?
way more.
Balls.
Dude,
Did you see that,
absolutely.
Quince, or no?
Say it again.
Did you see that at all, or no?
I did not see the game yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
Jacksonville went for as time expired, or there was about 10
It
seconds
was
left.
what, 20 to 13? 20 to 13, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, and
and
then
then so the Jags
Got a touchdown, 19
touchdown.
to 20, and then went for 2 instead of tying the game and sending it to overtime.
Right.
So Doug Peterson elected to go for 2, try to win the game right then,
Knowing
or
that
lose.
if you don't
win
get it,
or lose.
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm
Knowing
saying?
that
Like,
if
he
you
didn't go for
don't
the
get
tie.
it, there's no time.
But that's
to do
coaching.
anything
That's
else.
like that's how important.
I
that,
love it.
You know what I mean?
It's so important. You could have like the best Patriots team that ever lived, like Tom Brady and his prime Super Bowl Patriots, versus like the Colts right now. And if you have a high school coach coaching the Patriots and
With that same
Mike
personnel.
Saban
Yeah.
coaching the fucking Colts right now, he'd dog them out. There'd be
Yeah.
no contest. It don't matter. I mean, except for basketball. You put basketball, you get all those super teams together and they just blow shit out of the water. But like football, dude, yeah, there's 5 coaches. It's not even just one
20.
guy. Yeah, it's not even just one guy calling the shots.
Yeah, yeah.
There's so much going on.
Yeah. Plus, you got the people, up top too in the skybox
That's what I was like.
with a better view.
Yeah.
It's like who's
Who's this
is
guy?
the
It's like,
coach?
oh, he's the assistant
Yeah.
to the manager of the tight end
it's
coach.
So
It's like,
organic, everybody's moving on the same page. And you're right, they don't get enough credit, especially in a pro sport. Because I'm like, I used to think when I was younger, like, how? Pro sports, what do you need a coach for? You know what I mean? It's fucking play ball or whatever. But it's so
It's
true
like,
because
dude, you have Randy Moss. What do you need a coach?
yeah,
for?
exactly. You got LeBron. You got ... But truth be told, they are also like psychologists in how they deal with these egos and these people. And it's so not only that, but you are a visionary as well, putting these plays together and knowing how your team plays and the chemistry versus hours of tape of watching another group. Like, that's fucking time put in.
Oh, it's
Oh, yeah.
insane.
Time put in.
It's so much time in. Like Evan said this yesterday. It's so much time and effort put in for a job that has zero job security.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
None.
you fuck up for 3 days, 3 weeks, 21 days. You're gone.
Except
See you
for-
later. We'll find
Shit.
somebody that
Hey,
can do it.
Except for if your name's Bobby Knight.
Still
Unless you're the
Launch
Cowboys
a chair,
coach.
launch a chair right out in center court, kick a ref in the shin, dude. I'm
Still keep you around for another 40 years.
the good old days. Huh?
We're gonna extend your contract tomorrow.
Still more job security than the players, bro, because you can fucking pop a knee or some shit and you're gone.
That's true.
But nonetheless, though, because I mean, all of the players, in a sense, like, you have to be part coach minded as well. And it kind of transitions with artists and musicians. Like, these days, you also have to think like a manager. You also have to think like a marketer or a promotion, individual, because or else that's just coming out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you
Yep.
hopefully you're paying someone you trust.
Just comes back down to like thing why you started recording. Like,
Yeah.
I could do it myself. It just takes a little more work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even when you do that, it still comes out of your pocket for the first
True.
few years. I mean, you got to buy the microphones, you got to buy the cords, you got to buy the equipment, you got to pay to have your post boosted. You have to do all that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
but it comes down to where do you want to make the investment. It's like I
Exactly,
can pay this
yes.
guy
Yep.
$500 and get one song done, or I
Right.
can spend $500 get the equipment to do
Yep.
as many songs as I want
Absolutely.
to do. I just have
who
to
was-
put the time in.
Who was the coach that went? Was it the Alabama coach or the Ohio State coach that coaches the Jags for a little while? He's done now.
Oh, I don't know.
Was it
The Jags?
Was it the Ohio? They offered the Jaguars had
I
that.
think it was Ohio. It was what's his nuts, and then he got
What's his name there?
I don't know. He was caught grinding on some girl or whatever at a club.
No,
Yeah, he
his assistant.
did.
His
He
assistant
got-
coach got into trouble and he got like tied into it and he like just left.
Oh, that's what it was.
But I mean, he was like, what the hell's his
Gruden?
name? What?
Didn't Gruden wasn't
no,
Gruden
no. That
coaching
was
the
the
Jags?
no. He was coaching Oakland.
Who? Buckeyes coach? Not Nick Saban. That's Alabama, right?
Yes.
Nick Saban's Alabama.
Yeah.
I know. Who
He went to Miami. He didn't-
Urban Meyer.
that was Florida.
Urban Meyer went down to coach. They called him up. He started coaching the Jags. I mean, you're talking about one of the most credentialed football coaches in NCAA fucking history. Went to go coach in the NFL. Dog shit. Couldn't do a damn thing. Whole new level. Whole new game.
Why is college football or college sports coaching the biggest avenue for scandal ever?
Because there's so much dirty money floating around in it. But,
I wasn't expecting a real answer, but you're exactly right. That's
Well, they
probably
just recently
exactly what
What's
it is.
dirty money?
they just recently started
offering,
started paying the players
like strippers and
like
stuff
co-
like that to these recruits. and-
College football players can now make money off the game, unlike before, because there was so much dirty shit floating around.
Well, yeah, that's the best thing they did was say, okay, like let's allow it because it's going to
Yeah.
happen either way, and then
Exactly.
Also, I think there's a lot of money in college sports, but none of the players are getting any of that money. So
That's-
you
now-
you had
now they
did I
are.
miss that? Did you?
No, that's exactly you
yeah,
highlighted exactly what we were just talking about. Like now they're paying them. It's like okay, now I don't have to accept a Hummer from
Do you actually know how that works?
This
Does any of
college-
us actually know how that works?
Which part?
Do we
Because-
know anything?
No, it's
We're not qualified to say anything.
no,
that we
we're
do.
not because but I'm going to bring up something because you guys might know more on this than I do because before. I think now, I'm not sure if, again, I don't know how this works. If somebody wants to comment and let me know how this works, that'd be greatly appreciated. But I'm not sure if they're paying, like, the kids. I mean, they might be paying them something, but I think what they're letting kids do now, say, like who's a stud from, like, Duke or some college star right now?
I don't know. I
think they're letting them take endorsement deals now. Like, so say Pepsi wants to have them in a curve. You could never do that before if you were in college. I think they're allowing
they're
that.
just opening the door to opportunity to make money. They're not actually cutting.
They
up
might. No, I
checks.
think they're doing both.
Oh,
But I don't know.
They're not cut.
But
I
I
heard
definitely heard something like
I heard
before,
something
like
about a
say
salary.
Pepsi wanted to have like Trevor Lawrence 2-3 years ago, like be in a commercial, like since he was under like his collegiate scholarship or whatever, like he couldn't do that. But I think now they're like, what do you mean? Why not? Why can't he have an agent that can get him commercials like that?
yeah.
I
Before
think you
if
can do that now.
Before, if you accepted money or anything like that under the table and got caught, you weren't eligible for the draft. You'd lose your opportunity to go pro.
Right.
For how long?
That's again, it might even just be for the year, but that could be detrimental to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As a young man,
Yeah.
And a university might get hit with a fee like that and be like, all right, fuck, we'll pay it.
Like
And then they'll be on their way.
Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor
Right.
Lawrence. He wanted to stay another year at Clemson initially.
No,
but-
he did his full. He was a senior.
Oh, okay. I thought he went early. I thought I heard
I'm
something.
pretty sure. He was there for 4 years.
I think, but I think what it was is he could have went his junior year to the NFL, but he
could have, yeah,
but
and
he
he did.
wanted to stay, and everyone was
did.
like, he did stay, and he played won another national championship, or no, lost to Joe Burrow, but yeah, everyone was like, dude, you're crazy, like football's nuts, man, like you could get hit your first game next season and your NFL career, like you're getting the opportunity to go now, and he's like, nah, I'm gonna finish my education and shit, bro. He's like, football's not gonna be there forever.
Yeah. No, smart. And so what you were saying, I don't know the inner workings, but I love it. I love the attempt of it, and I'm sure they'll refine it as we go forward. And I can't wait to see where that goes. Although somebody was just talking about how people are coming out of people have been saying this for years. People coming out of the college situation way too soon because they're like, nah, I got to feed my family now.
Right.
You know, and I feel like being able to get that advertisement dollar allows them to not feel that pressure and to still stay in school and get their education while they get some
a good
money
point.
in to get their I fucking love it.
That's a good
I think
point.
that's great. You know, I feel like
Because at that point, yeah, they can feed their family and still get a college education out
right,
of it. You know
which will
what I'm
last much longer than
Then if you get hurt your first or second year.
Right.
exactly.
Yeah, then you get your business degree or whatever. You can go. Yeah, dude, sports are sketchy. I mean, it's just like anything else. It's just like music or anything else. Like you're gonna have to take a risk. There's a lot of risk in getting successful and in chasing your dreams. There's always a risk, especially in chasing your dreams. There's a huge risk in that all the time.
There's got to be.
Especially in contact sports.
Oh, yeah. That's what we got.
It's the other person's job you're competing against
That's why
to
it's so
hurt
damn
you.
rewarding, I would imagine.
Not hurt
Borderline
you,
attempted murder. Yeah, like
something like that.
Like,
yeah.
dude, if-
Not anymore, but yeah, back in like the 70s in football.
I would say
Nah, there's always a chance because you're built.
Yeah.
You're built. You're a human machine. You know what I
Literally.
mean?
Yeah, but
even
so-
on-
prized
you could
racehorse.
mess somebody up on accident.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in that same right. But no, I like all the ways in which it's moving.
Yeah. Sports are freaking me out lately, man. A lot of rule changes in all the sports lately. I'm like, where are we heading?
Because everybody's got a problem. Somebody's got a problem with everything, dude.
That's
or
true.
whatever.
That's true.
There's always somebody that's going to complain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look at...
Usually it's me complaining.
Now, you know what bothers me the most is, you know what I see most complaints about on like Facebook and Twitter and all that now? People complaining about the announcers. I'm like, are you not going to be happy ever? Like, it's a guy not telling you what's happening in the football game.
Your team hasn't seen a Super Bowl in 30 years, and you're worried about who's calling the
cares?
games.
There's always something people are going to complain about.
I saw on Thanksgiving people bitch that which this is a pretty valid bitch, honestly. But the stage for the halftime show wasn't on the field. Did you guys see that?
For the Jonas Brothers?
I didn't watch the Jonas Brothers one. It was the one during the Lions game. I can't remember who it was, but they were like in the stands, kind of off, so no one could see the actual performers, and then they just showed it on the jumbotrons. People were like, "What the fuck? Like you've always just set up a stage in 5 minutes on the field and let us get 10 minutes of shit music. Like, don't take that away from us." People were so mad.
The performers were mad, or like the fans in attendance were mad?
Wait, wait. But also, was it the Lions and Bills? Was it on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving Day?
Yeah.
And wasn't that supposed to be in Buffalo? But they got snowed out, and so is that the game?
No. Because so that was the week
Weekend.
before.
Okay.
Oh.
all
Because the Lions always play at home on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's right.
They do.
So they had no excuses.
No, yeah.
Lions
you're right.
and Cowboys
No excuse.
always play at home on Thanksgiving. But anyway, who was performing?
I have no idea. It was like the Jonas Brothers.
I just
don't-
asked you that,
that's-
and you said it
I
wasn't
did-
the
but
Jonas
No, I know
Brothers.
they played during the. But you know what I mean. Like, does
They
it
played
matter?
They played during your game, buddy.
I did, and I didn't watch it.
I watched it.
That was it good? They take it to the year 3000.
They didn't. That's what I was looking
What?
for. I'm
You
like,
were
they better
like-
play year 3000. And then I think
Got
they
another
played
Brody on the
it,
cast.
It appeared to me they played like 3 Nick Jonas songs with
probably.
I don't know, but
That's what's prominent.
I don't know. Either
'Cause
way.
Nick Jonas is the popular one now.
Yeah, but
he's like an actor.
then why
now.
didn't he? Why wasn't it the Nick Jonas show? They might have played
Tell
Jonas
me it
Brothers songs.
wasn't
I don't know.
always the
I
Nick
don't
Jonas
know.
show.
It wasn't
That was
always.
the Joe Jonas
It was
show,
definitely
bro.
Joe
Was
for
it?
sure.
100%.
Stop.
Dude, are you joking with me? Camp Rock?
Yeah, it was Joe
never
Jonas. for a
Saw,
while.
never
Dude,
saw Camp Rock.
The other Jonas Brothers were in that movie for 4 minutes. It was always him and Demi from the beginning.
Did you watch it?
150 times. I learned a couple of the songs out of it.
Really?
'Cause every time I think I'm closer to the heart. Dude, I fucking got into Camp Rock in a big way. I told you I wanted to be a rock star. Bad.
You were watching
that
the
was your
wrong
ticket.
documentaries. You should have been watching like I don't know, not that.
High School Musical laugh. What did you have to counter?
I watched that too.
I was
a
gonna
lot.
say, I don't know, I don't know. I have no idea, but not that. Maybe like a Metallica documentary or like a Pearl Jam or something. Why were you watching that?
I wasn't
felt
into
like
it then. I wanted to be a lady killer. Right
I
then.
felt like Tenacious D gave me such false hopes of just hopping on a bus, going to California, meeting the rock and roll partner I needed to meet, finding Satan's Tooth. It's that easy, you know?
That's what rock
Done.
should be.
It's that easy. It's that easy.
What did Pepperdella tell me?
The last thing he tells him.
Jesus Christ.
It's fucking perfect.
Oh, sorry.
You ever seen that movie?
No, what
Oh,
are we
You've
talking
never
about?
seen
Tenacious
Tenacious
D?
D?
Oh, my
Oh
God.
my god.
In the Pick of Destiny?
All right.
All right. Well, anyway.
Is there anything else you want to mention, Quince? Anything else you got coming
Yeah,
up?
what else
I
you got
definitely
going on,
I definitely
man?
want to get you over to Sunken and work on something, man. Whether you got some...
I would love
you know.
to. I would love to. Anything else I want to mention? Man, I don't know. I grateful for the summer that just happened. You know, I think that was a really cool summer for local music here in the area, just through and through. And I can only imagine we get to build on it coming up here. So I think people that are watching right now, I hope they get involved, whether it's the studio, whether it's the radio stations, or whether it's stuff like this that keeps putting people and information out, and use it not just to like, have what you had to say, say it, but like connect with the people that you see on here and you hear, making shit happen, because I think that's where we're at right now. It's a perfect opportunity to do so. So I hope people don't sleep on that and think that it comes automatically, because you got years into what you do. You guys have got years into what you do as well. So I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to the future. We got a bunch of stuff coming as far as like local legends go. We're going to wrap up I don't know when this is dropping, but we've got episode 75 coming up.
Wow.
Of Local Legends?
75.
Wow.
70 fucking
Good
5.
shit, man.
This Thursday. And that's 3 songs per. So, you do the math. I'm looking at the Spotify playlist. That's 10 hours of upstate and local music.
Wow.
But not just upstate and local music. Upstate and local.
Yeah.
There it is. Of local music of people that like pay to get their shit sounding professional.
Yeah, yeah.
Working with people who use sound as an art, or the engineering as an art. Being consistent with their own creativity and their own art, and taking themselves and investing in themselves. And all of this is important. That's what that is. A lot of people are doing it. And it's cool because so many people are. I remember being an individual. Hang with me. I remember coming here, right? And being like, oh man, this is cool, you know, rock a couple shows, but there's got to be, I want bigger, I want more. There's got to be something. And then people go elsewhere. They're always like, oh, this is cool, but there's not this here. There's not that here. But now I see more people taking advantage and creating what it is that they are, what they need. Mm-hmm. They're creating what they need and starting that here. And then people are starting to look to this sort of area, you know, in this sort of community for what's happening, which is a crazy fucking thing. I'm getting calls at the radio station from Syracuse and from Buffalo about people that want to come on and do shows or come on and go to the radio station. Like that's awesome, crazy dude. To me. But honestly, was kind of the goal. And I didn't think about it, but that's kind of a goal.
Yeah.
To now have people that are, that want to do more where they're at. And this ends up being a place they want to come to, but we're like, oh no, we want to go someplace else too, which is understandable. But like, you have to have a good home base situation and then be able to venture out from there.
100%.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot.
You showed people that was possible though.
Well, I mean, people been doing it. Any in the water they've been traveling. They've been making it happen. And Caustic Method, you know, generations before us. So it's been done. You know, I don't think we're saying anything new, you know, but it's still, there is a work in like taking advantage of it and making it happen. So I think I'm just looking forward to a lot that's coming. Big things for Local Legends, as I mentioned. I'll come back on for
75 episodes.
75 this Thursday, and then I'm gonna take a little break into the new year.
Who's coming up on the 75th?
Can't tell you.
Oh, okay. All right,
Cool.
I
can't tell you.
All right. We won't pick at you.
And it's Thursdays
at 3:15.
3:15.
Right on
Perfect.
Tunes 92.5.
Perfect.
Sweet.
I love the symbolism there too.
3:15. Yeah, you know, somebody is, you know, Ken, right, program director at Tunes.
Yep.
Just the last time around, he just put it together why it's at 3:15.
Yeah,
every day. Yeah.
We dropped our first EP on March 15th because it's like Wasting Away in Upstate. It's
On March
315.
15th. Oh, yeah.
It's
Genius,
just
same thing.
I still
yeah,
think
just
Evan
like
doesn't get it yet.
Symbolism, just always. You know?
315.
Yeah.
He didn't get it.
Anyway,
you guys want
Quince,
to set it 5 times?
it was a pleasure, man. I always love sitting down and
man.
talking to you. Love
Quince,
hearing
thank
what
you
you have
so
to say,
much,
man.
brother.
Yeah, we appreciate you
I
stopping
appreciate
by.
it.
So, you know, tune into Tunes 92.5 this
Monday
Thursday.
through Friday?
Yeah, Monday through Friday. This Thursday for the 75th episode of Local Legends.
Tune in, but also get involved. You know?
Yeah.
Get
Yes.
involved, because that's what makes the biggest difference. It's not just Tunes, but like anything you see going on around you.
Yeah,
man. Just
buy a
get
ticket.
involved.
Buy a ticket to
Buy
a
a
show.
ticket.
Take a friend.
Buy
That's
some
what I'm
merch,
saying.
do something.
Yeah, exactly. Buy a T-shirt. Spend $20 on some band you never heard before. T-shirt. Spread the love. Buy a CD. They're like $5.
Well, it'll all go kind of hand in hand too, because like if someone wants to record a song and they get it done through me, and then you air it on Local Legends, they end up on the pod and we talk about like all these little local things that all serve their own purpose will all kind of interlink as well. So
That's why we were talking about the consistency is so valuable, you know, because you could do a handful, 75 shows. There are a lot of shows that people probably, who knows if they tuned into or not. But the fact that existed and the people that were involved at the time were involved, and so they connect their people, like it amounts to something. Even if you don't know where it's going to go.
And you got to do the
amounts to
big
something.
projects and the small projects, all the same, same energy.
Both. Yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
Hey, Quince, biggest thing. Come back again, will you?
Yeah, seriously.
Where can
I'll
we
be
find
back.
you, Quince? Is it Hold Down Upstate still on throughout Instagram or?
Yeah. Instagram, Facebook, Hold On Upstate, and then I've got a Instagram middle name Quince.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
And we're gonna start you a TikTok too, right?
Yeah,
Gonna have
if this
to,
is
right?
if this
Gonna
is
have
the thing,
to.
you guys gotta take
we're
time. I'm there.
we're gonna sit down one day and we
Can't
gotta
just tag
gotta
nobody.
get all our clips together out of the 5 episodes that we have up now and then.
Yeah.
Well, let me know if it's a good clip.
That's what, it'll be.
It's
It's
all
got to
of
be
all of
good
your
enough for me
clips
to
are good
hop
clips,
on and
yeah.
get a TikTok and get sucked
It'll be
into
good.
Float it,
and
just put
know
it
how
in
to-
the
You're gonna
airwaves,
need one
man.
for when we get a song done, anyways.
That's what
So
I'm saying.
Beautiful.
All right, I'm all about it.
yeah,
All right,
boys.
man.
Yeah,
Well, hey,
no, it was good talking
It was
to you.
always a
Thank you
pleasure.
guys for having me, man.
Catch
Absolutely.
you next time.
We got a couch.
Cool thing, it pulls out. I know.
He gets out there fucking.
What's wrong with you?